So guys, yes, it just shocked me for a minute there because like I said, I sleep outside and I just looked up and I was like, oh my God, it's raining, and it never rains. Usually here, I'm getting some intuition things. I also happen to be wearing black today. That was not intentional, by the way. And it never rains here. From July to about December, it never rains, and it's raining today. And the thing is, it's so quiet. That's why it shocked me. I looked up and I said, what the hell? It is so quiet. And it's rained. It's actually rained. It's rained. It's not raining, it's rained. And I didn't even notice. So guys, we're going to be talking about Jason Arday today. And all the English bullies are going to come by and prove my point. They're already doing it. English people, I'm doing it on this account because if I do it on my other account, my account will probably get banned. This account, I can say whatever the fuck I want about English people and the fact that you did this to him. You do everything to absolve yourself from accountability from the things that you do. You read the articles, you click the links, you make the comments, and you go on and on and on and on. And even if you don't put the fucking knife in a black person, you will still want us to do this shit to ourselves because you harass people. You cannot let anybody lie or enjoy themselves. And you hate people being smart. Exactly, he was a genius. Yeah, you guys hate the light in people. Look at his face. Look at his face. You killed this guy. You killed him. You did this. You did this. He was a beautiful soul, and to be honest, he is. Like I said, I'm a spiritual person, okay? I didn't expect myself to feel on this side of things, on the spiritual side of things. Julia, I know you'll get this. Beth, I know you'll get this. Like I said, I just happened to be wearing black today. It fucking rained silently in front of my eyes. When you guys were here on my live on Saturday, you heard what I said. I said, look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. The purity in his eyes. The kindness in his eyes. And you took that away because you're fucking jealous people. Comment section, block these bloody idiots who are coming by and saying bullshit. We will not have any negativity spoke on Jason anymore. Block these idiots, block these whatabouters, block people like T. Clearly, mods, you need to be on it. You need to be on it. Do not let them take any more of our energy. What have we been saying all weekend? Oh, you haven't got mod permissions on this, Julia. Okay, let me just give you mod permissions. If anyone else hasn't got mod permissions, please can you just let me know? And I will add you, anyone from the team. Here we go. Julia, I'm adding you right now. So if I've missed anyone, please let me know. There we go. Should have it now, Julia. Thank you. And you don't. Oh, Kelsa, you should have. Yeah, Kelsa, you just have. You blocked someone, didn't you? Let me check again. No, yeah, Kelsa, you're moderator. You're there. Yeah. So you see how jealous English people are, right? They've always been jealous of us being able to achieve far more than them. Far more than them. 0.1% of people, British people, make it into institutions like Oxford and Cambridge. 0.1%. And do you even know the quota of black and brown people that are making it into these institutions? More than white people. The numbers of white people going into these institutions is less. The numbers of black and brown people are increasing. And white people cannot keep up. Jules, I am not going after Nathan Koffness. I am going after English people. My platform has always been about English people. English people never hold themselves accountable for the things that they do. There would be no Nathan Koffness without English people, because English people, you read the articles, you leave the comments. You then go on and share this shit. You harass them. You then tell your friends, he's a plagiarizer. He didn't do the marathons. He didn't do shit. You do the same thing. And guess what? You did the same thing to Caroline Flack. And I'm not even going to defend Caroline Flack because I think she was an actual PDF. But what you did do is after she died, you were like, oh, sorry. You are hypocrites. You are absolute hypocrites. When she was alive, you bullied her. You bullied her over and over and over again. I used to be on X, you guys know this. I would see all of the comments from English people. You would take her photos yourself and you would edit them. You did that. The media didn't do that. I have a video on the other account, right, that's actually already been flagged for community guidelines. There's a writer on Daily Mail. He wrote 5 articles, right? 5 articles, 14,000 comments on them total. The media did 249 articles. You people left thousands of comments, hundreds of thousands of comments, hundreds of thousands of comments. You enable the shit. The media is you. The media represents you. If you didn't keep giving it this energy, the media would have nothing to write. You are hypocrites. You are liars. You are evil people. This is you. This is what you do. You harass people until they take their own life. You wanted Meghan to end herself. You were relentless with Meghan. Still to this day, the bloody girl doesn't even come back to the UK and you're still obsessed with her. You're obsessed with every single person that has a little bit of melanin in them scales, a little bit of blackness in their skin. Not religious. You're the one who's fucking crying, actually, because your country has been taken over by black and brown people and you hate it. You're the ones who are going extinct and you know this. This is your end game, and so you're trying to take out as many black and brown people as you can. This is your game. And like I said at the beginning of this, just because you don't put the knife in someone themselves, you want us to do it ourselves. And I'm telling you, and I've been telling black people, especially on this app, get your mental health up so they cannot fuck with you. Get it up. I even said on Saturday, if anything happens to me, best believe I will come back and haunt every single one of you. You're already tortured souls, clearly. You guys are already tortured by our ancestors. This is why you act this way, by the way. You're already tortured by us. All of the shit you have done to us historically, you know that's already been in here. The way that you guys crash out so easily when there's just little conversations about race. It's always like, black people's energy is infinite. You cannot kill us. Jason is still fucking here. Guess why? Because he's through people like me. Where he lost his voice, he speaks through people like me. Their energy is still here. Let me tell you something else which happened today. I didn't actually read his resignation letter. Truthfully, I didn't read that much about Jason Arday when he was alive. Truthfully, I didn't, okay? I didn't. I was fed up of all of the harassment that he was facing. I didn't want to see it. And now he's gone. I take responsibility for that. I take responsibility for that. T for Truth, please don't spam my comment section. Don't do that. You don't need to. His resignation letter that he wrote on the 5th of August, okay? Like I said, I've not read this. I just happened to scroll it really quickly today, and one line jumped out at me. I'm serious when I say this. You guys know me. You know me. You know me. I got the same message today, Beth. Just before this live, I got the same message. I also scrolled to his letter. These are the lines. I need time to heal. I need time to simply be myself again. And when that time comes, I will return. My eyes went to that. I seriously, when I said that, I scrolled the whole damn thing and it went to those two lines. I still have not even read the whole thing. His whole resignation. His whole resignation. No. Nathan Koffness is just part of the machine. He is one person. It is this. It is this. One journalist, 5 articles, 14,000 comments. Another journalist, 4 articles, 13,000 comments. Another journalist, 4 articles, 10,000 comments. It is English people that do this shit. Stop trying to say, oh, it's that one person over there. Oh, it's that one person over there. You guys enable this. You guys are the ones who love this shit. You love it. You've been looking at your cousins in America with all the public lynches of black people, and you've always been that one step ahead in terms of, making sure that black people are no longer with you. So you were like, let's do the next level. Let's just harass this beautiful, kind soul who wanted to make a better world. And because you're so negative, you took him from this world. You are hateful people. Let me read his update in full, okay? From the 5th of August, because I'm reading this for the first time myself, and I will let people up soon. His resignation letter. Dear colleagues, it is with profound sadness that I write to resign with immediate effect from my position at the University of Cambridge and Jesus College. When I accepted the extraordinary honour of becoming Professor of Sociology at Cambridge, it was, without question, the greatest professional privilege of my life. To become the youngest black professor in the university's history was something I could scarcely have imagined as a child growing up with a diagnosis of autism and able to speak until I was 11 years old. The response from so many people across the world was overwhelming. Thousands celebrated not simply my appointment, but what it represented. That talent, perseverance, and hope can triumph over even the greatest adversity. It has been the privilege of my life to teach students, to learn alongside them, and to witness their curiosity, kindness, and ambition. They have given me far more than I could have ever given them. Sadly, the years since my appointment have also been marked by unrelenting level of public scrutiny and personal attack. While criticism is an inevitable part of academic life, what I have experienced has gone far beyond, thank you so much, scholarly disagreement with relentless accusation, speculation, and public commentary. It has taken a profound toll on me and those who I love. Thank you so much for the gifts. Please do keep tapping. We need more people to come to this conversation. There is only 55 people in this room. There should be more than this. Please keep tapping. Let's get to 10,000. Tap to 10,000, please. Come on, guys. We can do this. We can do this. I'll continue. I have tried to continue because I deeply believe in the values of higher education, in rigorous scholarship, and in transformative power in the transformative power of universities. I have tried because my students, my colleagues, and the countless people who have written to me tell me that my journey gave them hope. But there comes a point when the personal cost becomes too great. I have a family. I want to be present for them. I want to reclaim some peace, some privacy, and some semblance of an ordinary life. I no longer wish to feel as though I am living under a constant spotlight where every aspect of my life is subject to public examination and judgment. For my own well-being, for my family, and for those who have stood by me throughout this difficult period, I have concluded that the only way to bring this chapter to an end is to step away. This decision should not be interpreted as a loss of faith in scholarship or in the values that first brought me to Cambridge, nor should it be mistaken for an acceptance of the narratives that have surrounded me. It is simply the decision of someone who has reached the limits of what any person should reasonably be expected to endure. To my students, thank you. Teaching you has been the greatest honor of my academic career. Your brilliance, compassion, and determination give me enormous hope for the future. To my colleagues and to the many thousands of people from every corner of the world who have supported me, defended me, written to me, and believed in me when it mattered most, I offer my deepest gratitude. Your kindness has carried me through some of the darkest moments of my life. This is not the end of my work. This is simply the end of this chapter. I need time to heal. I need time to simply be myself again. And when the time comes, I will return. It's fucking started tipping it down now. It has started tipping it down. For those of you who know, you know. It has started tipping it down. How do I bloody turn the camera around? How do I do it? And this. Can you see? It has started raining right now on those lines again. I have goosebumps on my arms right now. Like I've told you, it has not rained in this country since March, and it never does until the end of the year. It surprised me by starting raining today. I'm wearing black today. I read those 2 parts of that resignation letter and nothing else. My eyes were drawn to it. Jason is speaking through us. He is fucking here. In my country I live in, there are 340 days of sun. You guys know I moved out of the UK 4 years ago. 4 years ago to a Muslim country. This is not normal, guys. This is not normal. It's not fucking normal. It's not normal. It does not happen. I will continue on. I will return stronger, wiser, and with the same determination that has always defined my journey. There is still so much work to do, and I look forward to doing it alongside so many of you in the years ahead. For now, it's getting lighter, the rain now. Crazy. It's actually getting lighter. For now, however, I only ask for understanding, for compassion, and for the space to begin again with gratitude, Professor Jason Arday. Prior to his resignation, Dr. Arday was a professor in the Faculty of Education. And you guys know that since his resignation, the articles increased. His articles increased. Shout out to those of you who have changed your profile pictures to Jason Arday. Thank you to Mazzy, if you're still here. You are the person that I saw that did it first. That inspired me to change my profile picture to the same. That is what I've seen. Thank you so much, Lilith. Thank you for the gifts. Thank you so much. We're at 14K. Please, let's push to 20K, guys. Let's push to 20K. How this shit works is, you know, if you tap the lives, it makes sure that these things get pushed out into the algorithm. We need more justice for Jason Arday. You guys know I've been talking about Eve Sakila. Similar situation. They want to unalive black people without having any prosecutions for that. You know this. This has been the way for a very long time. Very, very long time. Okay, so we got someone who wants to come up. If you're here, or maybe people might have gone because they became impatient, which they should be impatient. So the panel is open, guys. Yes, exactly, Diana. Exactamundo. This is exactly what they do. Yes, Bundle of Joy. We'll bring you in first because you were waiting first. Bundle of Joy, how are you?
Firstly, I'm good, my lovely. Firstly, thank you for everything. Secondly,
you're very quiet. Hold on. Can everybody hear Bundle of Joy? I can't.
Let me restart my phone 1 second.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, you're just super quiet. Was that just me, or is that everybody else? Because otherwise I'll plug my headphones in. Could you hear her or no? Oh, her microphone was far away. Thank you for that confirmation. Okay, we've got British on the panel, please. British, how are you?
Hello, you alright, Fox? Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm good. How are you doing? You okay? Things are good? Okay.
Not bad. I'm a fan, to be fair. I've seen your content on the internet of you being like a dominatrix, and I brought some of your content for $7.99.
It is so interesting. Your voice sounds exactly like a person.
$7.99, Fox. It was for your content.
You are the same
Very
person
cheap.
that comes
You're
by
not.
every
You're not
single
expensive,
time.
are you, Bab?
So the
You're
funny thing
cheap.
is about you, the funny
you
thing
wanna
about
see
you,
Foxy's dominatrix content?
the funny thing about you, British, is you're trying to shame me on something I'm very open about, and also you create several accounts to come back to me because guess what? You can't even afford that $7.99. How pathetic is that, British? You can't even fucking afford it. That's why you come to me here to try and get my attention. Oh, that's the same Mikey, is it? Oh, okay. That's the same guy. Now I know. Now I know. It's not even, I don't think, you're so stupid. Honestly, you are a stupid person that is obsessed with others because you're so fucking miserable in your own life. You are miserable in your own life. Why are you acting as if what I'm doing is shameful? Like it's a secret. It's not a secret. I used to have the link in my bio, but the TikTok doesn't allow you to link to that kind of content. Jealous, insecure little boys, and a lot of those boys, of course, are the same ones that harassed Jason Arday. When they see a strong black person that knows themselves, what do? They try to shame us for the things that we're really fucking good at. Insecure pieces of shit. Bundle of Joy, how are you?
Hi, my lovely. Can you hear me now?
Hello. Yes, I can hear you great.
My
Thank
phone
you.
does this really weirdly. It's so just odd. But I wanted to show you something. That was really, where are we? Then you can make up what that says.
Why do I need to see that?
It basically is happening more and more. And it's such a small village that I live in.
I don't need to,
And what
it's
they're
literally
doing
not even
is
relevant. Bundle of Joy, it's not relevant to what we're discussing here. Why would you come up here talking about White Lives Matter? This is Jason Arday. I don't need to know about what, we know that is going on, right? I don't know what your intentions are. I'm really emotional, by the way, obviously right now. I'm very emotional right now. We are literally, we know this, Bundle of Joy. Have you got anything to say actually about Jason Arday and the things that they're doing against him? Have you got anything on that? Or no? You want to talk about your personal situation? Yeah, exactly. You dropped with a Palestinian flag in your bio. You don't even have empathy for the black man that we've got up on the screen there. Well done. Well done. Well done. The subject today, Bundle of Joy. It was difficult to express your views. Express them somewhere else on a different day. There's other days where I talk about that stuff. You immediately came here and tried to deflect. It's going to be difficult for you to express your views. You have a lot of care for Jason and struggle to bring your point across. You didn't make any point, love. If you want to wait down there, formulate your thoughts, you can try again. You can try again. But your first lines better be about Jason Arday, not about the far right. Your first lines should be mentioning the name of Jason Arday. Don't come here, show me a bloody thing. I turned your camera off. I don't know if you know this. I turned your camera off. You turned it on, showed me White Lives Matter. White lives don't matter. Let me tell you this right now. They don't matter. They already mattered. And you put yourselves above other people. They don't matter right now. You have to earn us to care about you again. You earn that shit. You were acting so entitled for hundreds of years. You don't matter. People like Jason Arday and similar people who have been harassed. And remember, this is the only one we're talking about right now. You make black people unalive themselves very often. Very often. And you know you do it in many different ways. We talk about ways you do it in medicine, in hospitals, through education, through your own friendship groups. You do that shit. You do that shit. Honestly, shame on you. Shame on all of you. Shame on Cambridge. Shame on the media. Shame on English people. The universe has spoken. For those of you guys who have been here regularly, you know that I've talked about the dryness and the wildfires in England. You've seen that eye in around Kent area. They are the universe is burning your houses. You are being unalived by the sun. The next protest, I believe, is it today, the next protest, guys? Someone update me. I literally just tried to find it, but of course there was the vigil that was yesterday, was it? We'll have no negativity about Jason in the space. Please mute somebody. I have seen comment section, guys. Moderators, Chef is there. Mute people. We don't want no negativity upon Jason's name. Moderators, please. Let's do this. Let's be on it. Let's be on it. Thank you so much, Ella Haynes. Vigil today, 6 o'clock at Trafalgar. Are you sure that's the one today? That was yesterday, was it not? Or is there another one? Is that another one? Is that another one? Because what I've seen written was that was the one yesterday. Yeah, please be on it, guys. Okay, there's another one. Thank you so much, Tony. Thank you so much, Cass, as well. Thank you so much. Right, people do come up to the panel if you'd like to discuss the situation. There's going to be no negativity upon his name, like you've seen, and you guys know this anyway. I'm very strict with this shit. I'm inviting random people. I don't know who you are. If you say something dumb, you of course are getting blocked or muted, depending on what your offense is. I'm not interested at all. I'm not interested. You can go somewhere else and continue to spout your nonsense on somebody who's no longer with us. The universe will see you and you will be punished accordingly. The universe has been dishing out its karma. It's been dishing its karma, and I've been witnessing it from outside of your cursed island. Mazzy, how are you today, my darling? Oh, are you there, Mazzy?
Yeah, I'm good. Just a little bit of sore throat, but I'll be fine.
Oh, bless you. I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah. I'll be fine.
Yeah. What would you like to add?
On this the sad demise of this young innocent man that, like I say, he was lynched. You know what was done to this man is equivalent of what they did to black people back then. The only difference is that they used social media this time around. Back then it was physical. And for people that still think that this was not a witch hunt and this was not racially motivated, all this man did, which he was cleared by the University of Liverpool, where he was lecturing before he came to Cambridge, was he copied an article. It's not even copy. He didn't properly reference. An article. And
let's get to 30k, guys. Get to 30k.
You can't blame him because the academia department, most especially for sociology, doesn't get enough funding to enable academians to do proper research and referencing.
Let's look at another angle, Mazzy. Let's look at another angle because we're quite aware of the plagiarism thing. Of course, that was one of the tools that they used to discredit him. Let's name the other. It's not even a crime. Let's not put that on his name. Let's talk about the 7 other white people that were accused of plagiarism at Cambridge and kept their job. Let's focus on those people. William O'Reilly, he was accused of plagiarizing 12 pages of content. 12 pages. Nicola Morrison. Rachel Reeves, I'm sure you know that name, right? Rachel Reeves,
yes, the former
now
chancellor.
member of Parliament. Anna Laura Wainwright. Neri Oxman, John Hattie, Susanna Dixon, all plagiarized.
And they have something in common. All
Whiteness.
white.
All white. All white.
All white.
2 people who were forced to resign, Claudine
A
Gray,
black woman and a
Gay.
black man.
Yes, 2 years ago, Claudine Gay and Jason Arday most recently. Most recently. That wasn't the media that did that. That made them, keep these people in the job, forced to resign. That wasn't the media. That was the institution of Cambridge. That was the people there, English people there. And Jason Arday, they piled upon him through the media, yes, but it was English people. Yes. You are all tools of white narcissism.
Yes.
This is you. You need to take accountability, because the problem is that you don't. But good for you. I'm here to force it upon you.
Hey, Mr. Fox.
I will force it upon you. Don't interrupt. I'm clearly talking.
Why are you always so angry at the white man?
Shut up and let her talk, you idiots.
Let the
Disconnected. Go and bother somewhere else, you fucking coconut. Go somewhere else. You are not welcome here at all. Find that username if you can, guys, and block that person. That's bad energy.
He has the MAGA
bad
hat on his
vibe.
head.
I saw some people wear a red hat. That is something different. Yes. There you go. Thank you for making that comment. Just DJT, you can now be blocked and muted for this live. Go and take your self-hatred elsewhere. It is not welcome here, because I know myself and the black people here know themselves. Mazzy, what else would you like to add, my dear?
Thank you very much, my sister. Because I've been going through social media on TikTok, on Twitter, reading articles, seeing people still adherently defending what was done to this innocent man.
Yeah.
Let's go towards that line of thought. How can you write over 200 articles on someone in 2 weeks? All you have to say about him was he plagiarized. He didn't do anything wrong. He didn't hurt anyone. He didn't steal anyone's property. He didn't sexually assault anyone. Nothing. This man did nothing, and you pied on this man. You even went as far as going to meet his old schoolmates to ask them to inquire into his autistic spectrum. How disgusting and nasty can you people be that you went as far as questioning his condition, attacking his mental health status, not realizing that, because I work within the mental health, I advocate, I do sections for mental health and tribunals as a lawyer for people with mental health challenges. You don't know how sensitive this is. You went as far as witch hunting this man, not minding his fragile mental health status. Even when he was begging for you to stop, he begged endlessly. He pleaded with the media to stop, that this was impacting his mental health. You kept going on and on and on and on until he couldn't take it anymore. He had to sadly do what he did. You didn't even see that, okay, let's draw the line and stop. You went as far as going to his house to interview his family members in this grieving time. You see how nasty and disgusting you people are, how soulless and heartless you people are. You don't have any humanity in you.
None.
No humanity at all. And some
None.
No humanity at all. And some of you parade yourselves as Christians, because most of the people doing this, you go to their bios, you see them quote chapters of the Bible, you parade yourself as Christians. Jesus Christ never taught you people to be this hateful and dehumanizing and disgusting. The Jesus Christ, the black man you always attacking, Jesus Christ was a brown man. How do you feel following a brown man? And this is how you treat a person of color. It is so nasty and disgusting of you people that you British white people have become this heartless and soulless that you don't know where to draw the line.
You know, for a fact, you know for a fact the reason why they put that cross in their bios is because they want a Jesus to save them from their own evil. You know this. It is literally, oh, if I put that there, then you know this means it's me trying to be good. It's trying to be good. I'm going to say that I'm a good person because if I tell myself it enough, maybe it will be true. But it's not true. Their behavior always shows otherwise. They use the Bible as a means to shield them from accountability, from things. Oh yeah, if I followed this Bible, it means that you can't come at me. It is literally the equivalent of garlic to a vampire. That's what it kind of is doing, the reverse. It's like if we put this here, it's trying to act some kind of like protection, some kind of amulet, but no, it's not. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that at all. It stopped raining, by the way, guys, like completely. I have to say this. You guys who were here from the beginning, you heard me say that I read the 2 lines from his resignation letter. It then started to rain, which was crazy. I was wearing black. Happened to be, you know, me, guys, I normally wear colors. I don't even wear black lipstick. But I was doing something else before then. I was filming some content. And I was like, oh, I'm wearing black today. I'm actually wearing all black. My trousers are also black. So there is grieving to be done, but there is also so much to be done as well. If you guys haven't signed the petition yet, we're going to talk about that next. Please keep tapping, guys. We're going to get to 40K. Thank you so much for the compliment.
Let me talk so someone else can talk. It's really painful. I cried that night. I cried that, like, I what was done to this man? I can't believe it. How, at least, where is your humanity? Let's even start with that. You don't have any soul in you. Are you that heartless?
Yes,
to do this to this man, despite all he was going through, the challenges that this man had to go through to get to where he was. Are you that wicked? You don't have any humanity in you. Are you that heartless that you could do this to this innocent man? This man has little kids that he has left behind now and a struggling wife. You didn't even draw the line at that. You went as far as going to his house.
To his house.
While he is dead. Oh my God. You people
They're
are
disgusting.
Wicked.
They are wicked.
Are heartless. You people are monsters.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yep. Block these weirdos in the comment section. Karma is coming for you, Leo Cameron. Leo Cameron, upon your name is karma. Karma is going to be delivered to you directly, Leo Cameron. Karma is coming to you. The universe is seeing you. Flags are being raised above your heads. Red flags are above your heads. The universe is seeing you for who you are. We've already seen you. We've been seeing you for some time, and karma is being delivered. You've had your chances to do better, and you still choose not to. You still choose not to. We're almost at 40K, guys. Thank you so much. If you haven't joined my community yet, please do. But don't say karma, call on our ancestors to reveal that. No, I can do what I want. My ancestors are talking about karma through me. Thank you very much, Untouchable. I'm sure your ancestors have a different job for you, but for mine is all about delivering karma. Hence why my platform is very much about English people, holding them accountable and discussing karma. Thank you very much. Okay, so the orange heart next to my name, guys, if you click that, click the plus. If you've not joined my community yet, please do click that. And then also it is 1 coin to send a heart me, which means you have joined my community, and that is next to nothing, sending 1 coin. Also, if you have joined the community so far already, because remember, I know that you guys have done it on my other account, but this account we also need to build up. Thank you so much, Joanne. Good job. Thank you. Also, there are tasks you can do inside there. So you'll see that you can claim 10 coins if you leave a comment. All of those things inside the community enables us to be pushed to the algorithm to bring more people to the conversation, because we are building a network. We are building the community here. Thank you so much, Emmy Crime. Thank you. Please keep going. Thank you for the gift. Thank you, Coco. Good job, guys. So remember what I've just said. Let's tap to 40K. We're almost at 40. Let's push to 50 now, please. Push to 50K, guys. Just tap, 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 tappity, tap, tap, tap. That's all you got to do while you're listening to the conversation. I know you guys love the conversations that we have here. You feel safe, you feel protected. We get to discuss things without distraction from the fucking racist, evil Neanderthals. That's what we're doing here. Thank you, Noah, for the compliment. Thank you. My brother's smiling through me today. Even through the pain, he is smiling through me. Beth, you got the same message that I got just before this live. There's a few of us who are spiritual here, and we receive intuitive messages, and we receive energy or feel energy from other beings around. I got the same message as what Beth got, just as I was in my my dressing room, just putting my stuff away, finishing my makeup. It was like I had to do it because it was too hard. I had the same message. And what was the other thing I had? There was two things. First of all, it was like, it's done now. I received, it was kind of like a relief. I'm okay, but it was too much. And it's funny because I was comparing to, so some of you guys know that I dreamt about Eve Sakila. I had an astral projection experience with Eve Sakila. What was it, a few days after his passing, where I saw him sitting on a bench inside this place that looked almost like a prison, and some white guy tried to take him away, and I screamed out no. And then I woke up like, what the fuck, where was I? I saw Eve Sakila. I didn't think I would receive anything from Jason Arday, but I think this is what it is if you're a spiritual person and you're tapped into that energy, you will receive and you will understand. It's for those of you to accept the messages. Like I've said, you, Julia, I saw you, you recognize, you guys know, I always wear colors. I make it a conscious effort. I should show you my wardrobe one day. It's all full of colors. It's all full of patterns. Since I've been doing these lives, honestly, I think I've only wore black maybe 2 times. Reving Raj, there's already a protest happening today at 6:30 at Trafalgar Square. For those of you who are in and around London and can make it to London, please make yourself known and attend that protest. You can also do your protests online as well. This is how I use my voice. I use it here. I continue the message and we continue doing the work to make change. 6 o'clock, Ella. Thank you so much for the correction. 6 o'clock. Okay. Alori, my darling, what would you like to add today, please?
Hi.
Alori.
Yeah,
Hi, babe.
it's a very heartbreaking situation. It's a very sad day, but we can't let the media get away with this, and we can't stop stepping on their necks. We need to understand that simply because of his excellence, you know, they always say that, oh, work hard, work twice as hard, and then you escape the blah blah blah. They literally publicly lynched him because he had so many accolades. They couldn't stand a BLK man having the true narrative, which was he was accused of something. And I believe after that accusation, his working environment was probably absolutely disgusting. Because what tends to happen is when one white person is overtly racist or overtly disliking, it almost gives permission to the other racists, their bias now starts to come out, and then they will all now start doing the same thing, and it's so hard to dispute or prove. And we can all see the type of character he had, you know. So when I first heard that he resigned, because I've been in that situation where you experience racism and then it triggers everyone else's bias. It's horrible. It's like they're trying to destroy you. It is horrible. So when I heard that he had resigned after they hadn't even proven anything, I thought, oh, they've definitely put a lot of pressure on him and it's been a horrible time, so he's had to leave. And now for him to try to bow out for peace, the media lynched him this way. We cannot get off their necks. They do this to every BLK person of excellence. Look at what they're doing with the footballers. Every single time they got an opportunity to tear a black person down in the media, they take it over and over again. And we cannot not get off their necks when it comes to this situation.
Absolutely.
Really
I have a video, like I said, it's literally been flagged for community guidelines, but it has the details of the particular journalists that have made it or took it upon themselves to write continual articles. Let me see if I can remember off the top of my head. Guy Adams this is 4 Daily Mirror journalists. And I've written their email addresses. You can also find their email addresses directly on Daily Mail themselves. Guy Adams is one. Elizabeth Hay is another. Christian Carly, I think his name is Kali, is another one. And the fourth one is Jack Hardy. They all have their details on the Daily Mail. Some of them, like I gave the numbers at the beginning of this, right? Guy Adams wrote 5 articles, I think it was, and he got 14,000 comments across 5 articles. 14,000 comments made. 14,000. I don't even, you know what? I didn't even dive into Facebook because I know that my own heart would break. Because Facebook is worse than Daily Mail. You guys know this. As soon as you see that stuff on there, it's worse. We know that Daily Mail stuff is on Facebook. On Daily Mail itself, yes, 14,000. And English people still say, oh, we didn't do it, it's not us. 14,000 comments from one journalist. Another journalist, this is the Jack Hardy, 13,000 comments. 13,000 comments. The next one I just mentioned, Elizabeth Hay, 10,000 comments. The last one, who did I say their name was? Was it the Christian, the last one? 6,000 comments. English people, you did this. You always deflect. This is all you've ever done in your history and present day. We're a tolerant and loving society. We embrace everybody. We love all cultures. You fucking lie. You lie.
So
I see you. I see you. Alori.
hello.
Alori. Alori, yes. Are you there, Alori? Oh, she's gone in teacup. We're going to go to the next person. We've got Lafsin, please. Lafsin.
Hi, you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing all right.
Can you hear me all right?
Hear you. Yeah, I can hear
Thank
you
you.
fine. What would you like to add, please?
Yeah, I think it's, first of all, may he rest in peace, and I hope he does find peace now, because the way that it went, everybody, you could see what was going to happen. You know, this was a young man who not only faced challenges, he was non-verbal. He didn't speak a word until he was 11 years of age because he was autistic. He had that struggle to overcome. He had that barrier to break through. And of course, the additional barrier of being under scrutiny because of the colour of his skin is absolutely abhorrent. And the people that need to take accountability on this is, every young BLK academic has to go that much further to prove to other people that they're there on merit, and it's a false barrier that this poor young man had to overcome, having overcome so much more in his life as well. And I just think that these guys who spout the tropes about kind of he's only there because of the DAI inclusion and this, that, and the other. They need to take a long, hard look at what's happened here. I mean, this is a young man who has overcome so much in his life, and it's so upsetting to see that everybody who saw this and is part of this story knew how it was going to turn out. It was just, it's heartbreaking. I mean, you say, in the prompt it says there, the media didn't kill people. The trouble is the media wouldn't promote these stories if those 15,000, 16,000 commenters weren't making it and giving fuel to the conversation. It's absolutely, I absolutely agree with what you're saying there. It's the point is that this vile level of journalism, which continues to propagate that. I was on a live the other week and someone was saying, well, what is systemic racism? This is systemic racism, where young men who are trying to kind of demonstrate that their intelligence, and they've got there because of merit rather than because of some kind of quota, quote unquote quota. It's the guy who originally kicked this off was a guy who
Nathan
never got the
Coffness.
chair. Yeah, he never got the chair.
Jealous,
And
minus lipped white man. He's clearly, he looks like a Zionist. He looks like a Zio.
Yeah, he's a Jewish man. He's a Jewish man also. Yeah.
There you go. He looks.
You know, and again, the fires that are burning in this country right now, you know, everybody needs to take a real look at what's happening in this country. Because I'll tell you what, I mean, the demonstration tonight, I'm in Liverpool, so I can't make it down to London, but I would stand shoulder to shoulder with anybody who talks against this, because this is a young man, and let's not forget, Liverpool John Moores University done an investigation into Jason Arday's work, and yes, it's a trait that people with autism, you know, do have to go that extra mile to prove themselves that the work is their own. And many academics have done exactly what Jason Arday has done in the past, and yet, you know, wasn't held to the same level of scrutiny. And you have to ask yourself the question, why?
Yeah.
And we all know
let's
the answer
pick up
to
on
that.
let's pick up on the autism part. This part I don't think people are focusing on enough. The fact that he was autistic. This country of England are such hypocrites. Let's take you back to the BAFTAs earlier this year. Was it this year? End of last year. Again, concept of time is out of the window for me. You were all like, oh, that Tom, whatever his stupid name, Paul something or other, the Tourette's guy.
The one that said the N-word.
Yes. The one that said the N-word. Oh, we got to have empathy for him. Oh, gifting has been suspended. Hold on. Let's see if I can appeal it. Let me see. Let's see. Hold on. I'm doing the submit. Let's see. 5 minutes, I think it would be. Let's go back there. We must have empathy for the guy. I can't remember his name. Good. It's out of my head now. He didn't mean it. He didn't say it on purpose. You lot need to understand what disabilities are. We are disability advocates. We are so kind. We are so empathetic. We know everything about there is to know about all disabilities. Nothing to do with the empathy towards black people, dragging in black people into the conversation, completely dismissing our experiences. And now you publicly lynched a guy with disabilities. Well done. Corley, I'm not English, we're not English, we're British, we don't share the same bloodline as you, we do not come from the descendants of pirates. That's you, Northern European invaders to Britain. That is not my bloodline. That is yours. That is yours. That is yours. Who's saying hello? I'm literally you've unmuted so many times. London girl, you're getting dropped. Clearly you're not getting the message. Clearly, everybody else is going in order. I haven't announced the rules, but stop unmuting and going, hello, hello, hello. It's weird and annoying. Lavsin, have you got any more that you want to add, please?
No, I just wanted to give my solidarity to, to what's been going on, and just, final words just to say, it's such a shame, and I do hope that he finds peace and blessings to his family and, wider circle of friends as well. It's a horrible, needless loss, which is going to be felt, by many.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lafsin. Thank you so much for those words. Thank you. Okay, we've got Joanne next, please. Joanne, how are you?
I'm all right at the moment. Honestly, I've been following this for a while now. I mean, thanks to Hermit, she actually showed me this a while ago. I actually cannot draw up my feelings. I got mixed emotions all around with this. Yeah. I didn't know about Jason until a couple weeks ago, and Hermit came to me. She actually told me about this, and it was really hard information to navigate. And when I looked through it, I said, there's no problem here. He just looks like he didn't cite his work enough. That's on Cambridge and everything else. And then weeks later, it seemed like more and more, it almost went viral. And it's absolutely
It did
disgusting.
go viral, and it was international. It was not just a small thing in this country. It went international. The fact that he was promoted because he's the youngest black professor in Cambridge University. Cambridge University, remember, there's only two top universities. Well, there's three top universities, but Cambridge and Oxford are the best universities in the UK. People come internationally to go to those two universities. And so you see a black professor, and the youngest one, it's like, wow, that is big news. Very big news. It was international.
Absolutely. And I really want to look into his work. I hope his legacy carries on, because it looked amazing. For the short time I was looking into it, his contributions to education, his contributions to uncovering racism in society and everything like that. I mean, I really hope to hopefully find all his work before they start dismantling it, because he needs, his legacy needs to be carried on. But I'm really mad with the media, because they took this viral moment, and I really hope people get sued and arrested for this, because I'm shaking right now. Sorry. It drives me to no point right here. And I'm not laughing for any other reason than just like trying to control my emotions.
You know, you don't need to control them here, Joanne. You do not need to control them here. Say what you got to say. I've literally come to this account specifically because in case it gets shut down, I can go to my other one. I literally do it because I haven't censored my language too much today. I have been speaking from my heart. You're doing great, Joanne. Please keep going. You don't need to stop yourself. Please, all of the emotion that you have, especially, I am going to bring up the fact that you're a white man. We need this fire from more white men.
No. It needs to be said, because I am a white man. I'm from the U.S., but this drives me crazy. The fact that these news media outlets, the Guardian, the Times Union, all these, and then they allowed all these other tabloid services to go over and latch on this, because they might maybe want to make a name for themselves. They knew what they were doing. They were harming this man, and they knew everything that they were doing there. And I'm I can barely contain. Something needs to be done about these people. Something needs to be done about this. This should not happen. And if anything, he was very strong in the beginning. He did everything he could, given the tools he had, all the way up. And it surprised me. It surprised me when I actually went over. I was trying to follow this as close as I can, and it surprised me when I got that message one day, and just to see it just happened. But he fought a good fight. He fought a good fight.
For goodness sake. Yes.
And I hope he is remembered. I hope he is remembered, and I hope the people that are responsible for this are brought to justice, because it is disgusting. This is one of the most disgusting things I've actually seen in a long time. And it's crazy, because most of this is just words. Just words. And I have to say, this is probably one of the most violent things I've actually seen. And the fact that there was nothing physical involved makes it even worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly. The psychological torture, how they literally vilified him in any way, shape or form. There was nothing that he could do to stop it. Not even resigning stopped this level of harassment. I gotta say, I didn't do enough. I was questioning things. It was so hard to navigate, even for myself. And I'm very good at finding out information. It was even hard to figure out what was real, what was a lie, and even respectable. And I put that in quotation marks now. Even respectable outlets jumped on this opportunity. They're becoming worse. I don't know if it's just the blatant racism in society, or the viral moments that they want to go, the attention span of people are getting worse, but this is disgusting. They jumped on this, and I can't stand for it. I can't stand. I'm a mixed bag of emotions right now in here, and I haven't seen your lives in a while. I'm so sorry for not coming on here, but I'm glad to see you. I'm glad we're talking about this, because it needs to be said. It needs to be talked about. He needs to live on. People need to be held accountable, and his work needs to be carried on. Academic
academia should not be like this. It should not. And
it's bloody academia. It is knowledge sharing. He was the Department of Faculty of Education, for goodness sake, education. And this is why English people piss me off so much, is because they're allergic to education. We know that they have the lowest GCSE grades, right? The working class, we know this. Like, oh, why are working class kids being left behind? They ain't being left behind. They don't want to learn anything, and they're so threatened by an educated black man. It's like, oh my God, again, like I say, they see people who are just everything that they wish they could be, and they just can't. So they have to extinguish these people. I've talked about my personal story. I was bullied online for 8 years. 8 years I was bullied online. It was horrible. I could not escape it. I went to the police about certain things. They couldn't do anything. They were like, oh, because you replied, it means that you're also complicit. What the fuck? I'm not supposed to defend myself? How the fuck are you supposed to defend yourself? This is what they want. They want your blood. Megan, we could see as black people, we could literally see what was going to happen if it got to that point. Thankfully, Harry was her protector. She is so protected by that man and all of the energies around her that kept her strong and kept her sane enough for her not to no longer be with us anymore. It is a tragedy that we have lost Jason Arday to the same levels of harassment. An absolute tragedy. And you know what? The media are fucking scared, because how many articles have you seen since his passing? Is he on at the front of any papers? Is the Daily Mail? Are there any of these people writing about him? No. The 4 names that I mentioned so far, they haven't written a single article now about his passing. The universe is coming for them. I'm going to tell you their names again. Guy Adams, Elizabeth Hay, what's his name? Jack Hardy, and Christian Kelly. Hold on, let me get it name properly, because I forget his Christian Daily Mail. I want to say his name properly. Callie or something. Yeah, Calgie, sorry. Christian Calgie. Right? Those are the 4 names that written those articles that got the most comments. Yeah, his name is Jack Hardy, I believe. He wrote one of the most popular ones. I think it's Jack Hardy. Let me just look it up again. Yes, Jack Hardy. Yeah, those are the 4 names. Like I said, we need names and accountability. Don't just say, oh, it's the media. Put names to this shit. Those are the people. Yes. Those are the people. English people, I hold you also responsibility, because you're always shirking responsibility all of the time. They would not be as popular if it wasn't for you and the inherent nature you have in yourself to harass black and brown people until they're dead. You do that stuff. I feel anger.
Facts.
I feel disappointed. I feel sad. I feel scared for other people, because I did mention this on Saturday. Let me tell you guys this again. One of my really good friends' daughter has got 3 A stars at her college and is going to study history and politics at Cambridge. She's black. She already had online harassment on the Facebook page. Already at 18, she already had this on the Facebook page of her college. Before Jason unalived himself, by the way, when my friend sent me that she had been accepted into Cambridge, it was like, yeah, great, amazing. And he said she's already facing harassment, because I said, don't let her become another David Lammy. And he said, yeah, look at all the responses that she already had before we found out that Jason is no longer with her. Exactly. Protect her. Her name, I'm only going to say one part of her name, not her surname. Her name is Faith. Her name is Faith. And so we must have it for future generations of black people, that they can just bloody be educators in peace. It's academia, as you've said, Joanne. It's fucking academia.
Fox,
Exactly.
I got to get going, but thank you for having me up. And really, I hope everything, this shouldn't be the end here. I really, really hope something positive comes out of this, because this is absolutely disgusting. But I just have no more words. I really don't. I even gotta, I don't know. I just, sorry. I just, okay. Anyways, I'm gonna let you go. But thank you. You keep fighting the good fight, and thank you.
Thank you, Joanne. Thank you for your voice. Thank you for coming by. Appreciate you. Appreciate the emotions and everything you shared. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, I know that gifting is suspended. I want to keep this conversation going as well. So I am going to restart the live. Please do all come back. There's more we need to discuss on this front as well. So I'm going to restart it, okay, guys? Hopefully this will lift things. Right now, I'm just going to be like close and open again. So if you're not following me already, because otherwise you might not find me again, please do click up there, click follow, click the plus sign next to my name, click the orange heart as well. You can also do that to join my fan club, which is £1, of course, to join as well. So make sure that you are following, okay? So I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Thank you so much. That's it, guys. Thank you. I can see followed, the live creator, followed. Thank you so much. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to restart now, okay, guys? Let's come back and continue the conversation. Here we go. We are back. I actually did decide to go onto my other account. Hopefully people can still find me over here, because I did say I was going to go back on the other account, but I think because I'm linking both accounts, it should bring everybody from the conversation here that was there back to here. So thank you so much, people, for joining. It really has been a fantastic conversation so far. Thank you for those who have come to the panel so far and have shared your feelings, your emotions, your disappointments. And we, of course, are having some real realization about what's happening. What do you mean by what's happening, humanity? What do you mean what happened? I just restarted the live because gifting was restricted, because I'd said some things that TikTok doesn't like, which I knew that was going to happen because I'm being very honest in my feelings today. They always try to censor what we or what I say about the situation of what's going on in the country and how things are, you know. So this is the way it is. So humanity, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing as well as I can be, considering. Yeah. What would you like to add, please?
Well,
Hi there.
I am really shocked because we were so happy. When I say we, me and my cousin, she has 3 autistic kids, and Jason, when he came on the news and he said at 11 years old he started to talk, we were so happy. We had hope. You know that hope that you have, that one day maybe these kids will talk. Yeah. He was like hope to us. I was so happy and she was so happy, and I was giving her some energy, good energy, telling her, look at this guy. He didn't talk until he was 11. Maybe your boy, tomorrow he will start talking. And now hearing about his death, yesterday my cousin called me and she told me, you know that guy, Jason, he was unalived because of things that they put 188 articles in 9 days. For a normal person with normal feelings, that I can handle feelings, you can. Yeah. But for an autistic person, if you have an autistic person in your family, they don't understand jokes. They don't know what's real and what is not. I'm not saying he's dumb. I'm saying he can't process stress. He can't process jokes. He can't process. It must have been so hard for him. It must have hit him like a brick to take his own life. This is murder. This is how they unalived him.
Yeah, President Jay, it was 250 in 2 weeks. That's why it increased. After he resigned, there was even more articles. Most of you, I'm pretty sure you still don't know that there's actually a serial killer in the UK, that they haven't even covered half as much. James Desborough killed 3 people, one of them inside the prison, and he's also being investigated for killing 4 more people. Have you heard about that guy?
No.
Exactly. Exactly.
I am
Exactly.
heartbroken
He was
about
so
Jason.
violent.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy was so violent. He even forced his own son to be tattooed until he was bleeding on their own kitchen table. He even abused. He actually wasn't the father of this guy. This is one thing I've spoken about quite often, actually. Well, not often, but most recently, about English women who then end up being with other English guys. The stepfathers or the dads always end up abusing the kids. This happens so often, whether it's through violence or rape if there's a daughter. This always happens. And this woman had been with this guy for 18 years and the kids were subjected to so much abuse that this guy now, James Desborough, he cut up and burned his victims before dumping them in a woodland before his home. And like I say, he's been investigated also for another 4 murders on top. He's been given whole life orders for murdering the 2. But yet, the media never vilified him as much as they did as a guy that forgot to actually reference somebody in a fucking essay. Ugh. This is what we're dealing with here, the insidious nature of the Anglo-Saxon. You know, even people in my life, my real life, by the way, not my online life, before I moved to this country, I've been talking about English people or white people for quite some time, for quite some years. And even I would have friends in my circle being like, you're saying some really crazy stuff about these people. Oh, so you don't know. I seem to be the only person that actually does know. I seem to be the only person that's actually seeing everything truthfully and seeing exactly who these people are. That's why I need to get the hell out of the country. I cannot be around that energy anymore. I cannot be around those people anymore. But regarding the autism part, humanity, exactly, when we see representation of any marginalized groups, it does feel so hopeful. And you feel like, yeah, I can do it too. He's black and he's autistic. He was mute until he was 11. Oh my God, what a role model. And they did this to him. Not just the media, English people, because him being autistic and mute was still inside a black body. Guys, let's tap for us together, right, guys? Let's get to 10K quickly, please. Let's get to 10K. Again, we can bring more people to the conversation. Please do like the live. Also, in the bottom corner there, you see that there's an arrow. It's only got 3 shares at the moment, guys. Click that and you can press repost, okay? So please, let's do that. Thank you so much, Lucy B. Awesome, thank you. And if you see the orange heart next to my name, if you haven't clicked that, please click that. And then it says to join the community. It's only 1 coin to do that. So please also click that, okay? Because once we're all clicking around the screen, it brings more people to the conversation. It pushes it to the algorithm. More people get seen because we know that this is a right-wing freaking platform. Moderators, I love you guys. You guys are blocking as many people as you can. We always try to protect this space. We try to protect the conversation because, you know, if we don't have this, what do we have? It's awful. Humanity, I mean, I love your username, of course. Have you got anything else that you would like to add, please?
No, I think the family should do more to get justice for him. They can't just stay quiet. There should be a way they could get justice.
Yeah, they've already got £40,000 risen for a fight for his name. And of course, they want to do things as privately as they can because the press are already harassing them at their house, for goodness sake. They don't have time to grieve. The mother and the 2 children don't have time to grieve. They have to fight. They have to find a way to make sure that the 2 kids are going to be okay themselves and a wife is going to be okay themselves.
You know,
this
in
is
the
what they
Good
tried to
Morning,
do.
When they had that interview with his friend, one of his friends, and he said that Jason forwarded his whatever he was doing that they accused him of for you know, the copyright thing. And when he read it, he said there was none of that existing in the documents that Jason presented for his professor before he became a professor. So he did not do any plagiarism. And I don't know how to say it, but I think I said it right. Plagiarizing. He didn't do any of that.
Plagiarizing.
Yeah, plagiarism.
Yeah.
He didn't do any of that.
So
It's in the Good Morning interview, and the interviewer didn't even reply to that comment. He didn't even say.
Was that before or after his death?
After his death. He was defending Jason.
Yeah. After, because the media ran with the ones, I don't know if you saw it, they managed to find his old school friend. That's not a fucking friend. That was never his friend. Saying, oh yeah, he did, by the way. Daily Mail run with that. They posted that video everywhere. Trying to say that Jason was a fraud. This is the thing, right? And I've said this. I know for a fact that if I died today, tomorrow, whenever, I know I'm going to live a long life. I'm spiritual, I've seen it. But if I died tomorrow, the amount of people that will come out of the woodwork and say, oh yeah, Fox was my friend and she was like this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I would haunt, like I
well.
said, like I say, I would haunt every single one of them. I said it on Saturday, I'll say it again. I will break my contract with the universe. They've told me that I'm going to be an earth angel, by the way, a high level earth angel, because I'm going to be doing the same stuff that I'm doing now, but in a different way. They told me that. I said, no, let me haunt the people down there. I will come with my ghost. Oh, I will haunt them so they will never be able to sleep again. You see them when they turn up to their workplace, their eyes will be red. Oh, you didn't sleep so well last night, did you? You didn't sleep well. No, and they won't be able to understand because they won't accept it's a ghost, because I will come in a different form. I will come in a form that will fuck them up so badly. And I will tell all my other ghostly brothers and sisters as well to do the same thing as well. Haunt these motherfuckers, because as I said, we're already haunting you. Beth, yeah, I'll come and see you. I won't haunt you. I won't be in a horrible way, but you know it will be a way that you understand. I'll come and say, hey, I say, Beth, remember when I told you, when I said I was going to haunt the people? And you'll be able to spread the message to say Fox is actually doing it. Sam Young, you want me to come and see you with my ghost? I'll come and see some people. The rest of you, you're getting haunted. So, yeah. Okay, Sam, darling, how are you today?
Hey, my lovely, I'm okay. And before we carry on, how are you doing?
I'm all right. I'm a strong person, so, you know, I will have my emotions.
You're an ugly bitch-ass person.
Fuck off. Sorry.
Karma's coming for you. Yay! Karma for the disgruntled, racist white man. That's why they're so angry, because they know karma is coming for them. That's why. Imagine how hateful in your heart you have to be to come up to someone's panel and be like, oh,
The worst thing is,
bitch, you're fucked. Yeah. You're fucked, bitch.
Projection,
you're literally, yeah, exactly. The demons are being slayed, Kelza. Yes, Sam, what would you like to add?
I'm
all right.
Neurodivergent lady. So when this whole thing has hit me very, very hard, I'm not going to lie to you, that man with a beautiful, beautiful mind, and watching him be bullied into an early grave is one of the most sickening things I think I've seen, especially for me, there's a couple problems for me. The level of, we speak about racism, which is very ingrained in this society, but it's the level of ableism around this that really gets me. Because we need to protect autistic people, except for in this case. In this if you need to investigate someone, investigate them. But do it silently until you have a conclusion of that investigation, because we've already had one investigation into him and he was found innocent. So the other part is he was found innocent of the plagiarism. Plagiarism, by the way, literally just means he didn't cite a source. I think in this case he did a quote and he hadn't put the source of the quote.
Yes.
Yeah? Even if you was a doctoral student and you'd plagiarized in your master's dissertation, you'd have something ridiculous like 5% of a mark taken away from you. It is not that big. That's why there's so many people that have been found guilty of plagiarism still working as professors in Cambridge and a number of institutions across the UK and outside of the UK. Plagiarism is not your problem. The racism and the threats was proven. The rest of it, in my mind, can be easily explained by the neurodivergent mind. couldn't recall the correct charity. Okay, well, I've worked for a couple of charities. There's a couple of them I couldn't tell you what their names were because my neurodivergent mind doesn't actually try and hold on to little details.
Yes, like that's right.
Yeah?
Yes, it's true. Yes, we hold on to irrelevant information and ideas, like stuff that happened 10 years ago that people don't remember, or small little things. But the important stuff, sometimes it's like, oh my God.
Right, exactly.
Julia, in the comment section, someone with ADHD, like, yes.
This is what I'm saying. And we do say some bizarre shit. Like, honestly, if someone had come up to me and said they'd run 30 marathons in 35 days, and I'm not saying you didn't do it, I'm just saying if someone said that to me, the first thing I think is you're pulling my leg. Because as a neurodivergent, my humour is to say sometimes the most unrealistic shit, because I know you know that's not true, and that's my joke, because I don't really have the best sense of humour. Sometimes I do, but it doesn't always land very well. Like, I used to turn around and say to my ex that I was born a boy, and I never ever told him it wasn't a joke, and every time I wanted to upset him, I'd say that to him, and he took it very seriously, and I liked it because I liked that reaction. But that's my dark sense of humour. So, and worst comes to worst, I've got to the point where I don't actually care if the rest of it was lies. The most important thing for me is that his work is unimpeachable, which it still is, and that he didn't lie about being attacked racially or threats. Those are the most important aspects of what his life was. He could have turned around and said he was a Martian from Mars, and as long as his work is on point, I don't care. I don't. You can't tell me that people haven't lied in this world. It's just irrelevant. But I bring it back to the idea that half of the things people have turned around and said are lies actually can be very easily explained by the neurodivergent experience. But yeah, that's my point. Sorry.
Yeah, thank you. Let's go back to that point again about the plagiarism part. The names of the white people who plagiarised and kept their jobs at Cambridge. William O'Reilly plagiarised 12 pages. 12 pages and kept his job. Nicola Morrison, Rachel Reeves, as we know, went on to become a member of Parliament. Anna Law Wainwright, Neri Oxman, John Hattie, Susanna Dixon, all white and all kept their jobs. Claudine Gray, forced to resign 2 years ago as a black woman. Jason Arday, no longer with us. Thank you so much for the gifts. Keep tapping, guys. Almost at 10, which means we need to try and get to 20 now, guys. I know your fingers are doing the work today. Let's get up to 20k, guys. Again, if you haven't joined the club, the community, please click the orange heart there on the screen to join and send the 1 coin. Also, I really appreciate gifts as well, guys. There is something else you can do. If you click the present box at the bottom of the screen, let's do that together now. I'll do it on this phone. And if you click at the bottom, it should say, I think you scroll across and click the exclusive. You can send a heart me from there as well. So you got that right. I think the Go Popular, if you can send that, it might be locked at the moment though, actually. But if you can send a heart me, I'm going to send one to myself over here. So have I just done it? I did, I think. Yes, did. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Hi, Private. Good to see you again. Sam, is there anything else that you want to add, please? Especially more about the... Oh, I did mention before on that last one. Maybe I didn't make the full point. Thank you so much. That's great. Thank you. The last thing I said, and I don't know if I made my point fully, is about the lack of empathy for people who are neurodivergent, on the spectrum, disabled people, how we were supposed to have so much empathy for the guy that had Tourette's, but he literally didn't make any apology to the black community. Everybody rallied around him and was like, black people are being too sensitive about all this kind of shit. We need to make sure that he's protected. They didn't give a shit. And all of a sudden, they were all disability advocates. But now, like you said, the ableism immediately back. Because guess why? The ableism never left. I even put a video out at that time saying, you guys are ableist. You don't even understand this. Because you had TV shows called The Undateables. You said that these particular people in society were undateable. They were not able to date. Excuse me, there are people who are atypical or atypical who also can't date, and you don't call them undateable. That is ableist, and you love that shit. You lapped it up. You loved laughing at the people that were on that held with all these disabilities. You laughed at it. You laughed at it.
I'm so glad you brought up the Tourette's guy, because this is the thing. All these people decided they were going to go out and educate themselves over it just so they could attack the black community for even just not daring to ask for an apology. That's not even the same levels as what is going on here. But you're telling, so you can't go out there and educate yourself about rejection sensitivity disorder. You can't go out there and understand that the autistic experience is very difficult from the neurodivergent, from the neurotypical experience. But all of a sudden, you know, it's perfectly okay to bully this man, not because he was autistic, but because he was black. And I just, there's a lot of feelings that are bubbling up inside me. I am furious. I tell you what, I'd like to also mention, as you did with the boy, the pee hole from yesterday, and the one who came out claiming to be a friend, but it's the other BLK commentators, because I had to take one down the other day in a video, and she was out there talking about how, you know, unaliving yourself is a weakness for our community. No understanding, none whatsoever about autism, neurodivergence, none of it. And this is what I say. We talk about these things like there isn't a whole experience that you've got no clue about, but you want to impress upon us your morality and all of that.
Jesus, imagine how away from her brain she must be if she thinks that she could tolerate this amount of harassment and abuse. Nobody on this planet can tolerate that shit. Like, nobody can tolerate that kind of stuff. If you don't have an army of support around you, people like Donald Trump, for example, he's untouchable now with his, because he has so many sycophants and he's now controlling the world. We can say whatever we want about him and it will not affect him. But his karma is he's literally dying before our eyes. By the way, of course, he's falling apart. He's shitting himself in public. His hair's falling out. His wig is off. You know, he's facing all this kind of death before he goes to the dark place. This is his punishment.
And
this
they're
is
still
his.
not bullying him like the way they bullied Jason.
Yes, exactly. For her to think that she could ever withstand that kind of stuff, that's cognitive dissonance. That is a way that you've clearly never faced any kind of harassment or abuse in your life. Lucky you. Some of us have. And I'm lucky to be on this planet now because of the stuff that I experienced. I'm very lucky to be here. I thank my beautiful dog. There's a picture of him up there. He saved my goddamn life. This dog saved my life from sitting next to me to stop me jumping off a fucking cliff in 2019. He stopped me from doing that.
Darling, I'm so glad you're here.
This shit... Thank you.
Your dog,
thank you.
I've got a dog too, and he saved me as well, so I know exactly what you mean. But thank you for giving me a platform, and thank you for letting me speak. I appreciate you. You are a beautiful human, Fox.
Thank you, Sam, and so are you too. Blessings to you and blessings to your family. We keep fighting, okay? Because there are people out here that is still on the side, okay?
Amen.
We need to be louder than these bloody idiots, these insecure, disgusting, evil monsters. We will be louder than them. The work continues, and it's funny, again, we will talk about thank you so much, guys, in the comment for that, saying that. Thank you so much, really appreciate you guys. So let's talk a little bit about we must have sympathy for the guy during the BAFTAs and his Tourette's. Everybody knew the word coprolalia, didn't they? English people, you are suddenly experts on disabilities. Yeah. You all Googled so fast, what's coprolalia? Oh, we know about it. And you were like, oh, black people, you need to learn what disabilities are. You don't even understand intersectionality. You didn't even, to be honest, it was a little bit of a compliment in a weird way. And I don't want to make this sound like it's ableist myself, but you literally act as if black people never experienced disability. That's how you were acting. You were acting as if there were no black people with Tourette's or any kind of, like, being on the spectrum in any kind of way. That's how you were acting in your arrogancy, like those things never touched us. That's crazy. Okay, we've got Naya Lex, please. Naya, how are you?
Well, you've got me in tears about your dog. Firstly, like,
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
exactly the same, like my dog. I've got dogs now because I
Same,
prefer
same.
dogs over
Yeah,
humans.
over humans. Feel your
Because they're
sister.
loyal. They're not fake. But you know, like all these horrible comments, like I've seen comments today on different lives about Jason, God bless him. And I'm like, how can you be that cruel? People don't understand the fact that, besides the fact that he's autistic, what mental health can actually do to somebody and what it feels like to be at that point where you feel like you can't come back. And like for me, and I don't really talk about my stuff, and I'm not going to go into too much details, but for me, it was more about society, like culture. And now I'm like, can you imagine the pressure that you felt that the whole fucking world is against him? Like the whole world is watching him. And I got to that point just like from a cultural perspective. And this beautiful man is thinking the whole world has gone against me. Like I have failed as a human being.
Yeah.
And
it's too much.
It's way too much. And you know, people lack empathy. They lack humanity. It was actually, he quoted that reference. He quoted the person 14 times, I believe it was, and he forgot to quote him the 15th time. He forgot the 15th time. And a beautiful man like that, inside and out, is gone from this world because of an error like that. Are we being so fucking for real here? Sorry, I don't mean to be rude, sorry.
No,
but
you swear. Go for it, girl. Any emotions
much.
that you have, get them out. This is what we're here for. We are the human ones. That's why we can cry. This is why we express ourselves in healthy ways. Not like these fucking Neanderthals.
The media is set
Speak
against
your
us.
truth.
It's fucking selective outrage, people. It is selective outrage. Every time a Muslim person does something, a Sikh person does something, a black person does something, we need to go out and condemn this shit. When are they ever going to take any fucking accountability for what they do to us? Never.
Come on, girl. Come on,
girl.
girl.
Don't take
Come on,
accountability
girl.
for it.
Come
and I'm
on,
fucking
girl.
tired of it. Now look at this. We've got people unaliving themselves because you think that you can come for us. Or it's a witch hunt. Every time is a fucking witch hunt against us.
Yeah.
God forbid, Fox, yeah, after everything, I'm really into history, colonialism. God forbid if we get past our oppressors. God fucking forbid that.
It's coming. That's the thing. This is why they're not making it easy for us, because they know it's coming. They know it's already here. That's why they're trying to take out our brothers and sisters. That's why they're doing it even more now. That's why they don't want to be held accountable. Like I say, they might not put the knife in us ourselves, but they'll harass us to try and make sure that we do it to ourselves. That's why I always say, get your mental health up. Please, brothers and sisters, you need to have a mind that is rock solid. Rock solid. It is very important. Come on, guys, we're almost at 20K. Let's tap to 30K, guys. Let's tap to 30K. Thank you so much, Mercy. Again, please do send gifts to people on the panel as well. That is much appreciated, much to myself, much appreciated. If you love the conversation, you're loving the space, I hope that you are. I know some of you are, because you're here quite often, and I appreciate that so much. This is what it's about, allowing black people, black women, black men to have their voice so we can grieve people like Jason while expressing ourselves in spaces, because you know for a fact that you can't do this on other panels, like you said. I think it was Sam that was saying, still in other lives that you go to, you're going to be arguing with fucking right-wingers, and them in the comment section say, well, he shouldn't have copied, well, he shouldn't have done this, well, he shouldn't have done that, he ended up where he needed to end up. That doesn't happen here. This is a safe space for us as black people to share what we need to share, even though this is public. Thank you, Thea. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. And I'm glad you love it. Please make sure that you are following as well, so you find me again and you find us again, because there's a lot of people that do come by here regularly and have been supporting me for quite some time. Exactly, Naila. Don't forget that we are one. That's exactly it. Let me say again what happened at the beginning of this live, because some of you were here and some of you weren't. it was quite crazy what happened. I was spiritually awakened 2 years ago. Before then, I didn't believe in anything. I was a staunch atheist. I stood on a Bible, I swore at the sky, and I said, I'm swearing on the Bible. There's no such thing as anything else out there. You die, and that is it. That is how I was for 40 years. 1 month after my 40th birthday, so many things started happening to me and changing. I was a wreck for 1 year because everything went crazy. I could hear more, I could see more, I could smell more, I could taste more. I was being shown things with my eyes open, with my eyes closed, in my dreams. I was astral projecting. Like, so many things started happening to me where I was like, oh my God. It was crazy. But then when things started to calm down, because I was understanding things more, I was receiving more information. What I received today, unexpectedly, was the same message that This Is Beth also received, who's also on a spiritual journey as well, is that Jason did find it too hard to be here. That sounds like a little bit of a, it could be a message that, well, that makes sense kind of message, but I received it. She also received it. I was like, hold on, I got the same one. But like I said, and like you guys know who are here all the time, I never wear black. I'm wearing black lipstick, black top, black trousers. You know me. I'm always wearing colourful clothes, colourful makeup, colourful clothes, gold jewellery usually. I'm always shining. I'm wearing black today. Coincidentally, because I was filming some content beforehand and I sat down and I was like, I'm wearing black. This is like a grieving colour. Okay, interesting. The next thing what happened is you guys were here when this started to happen. You were here. It started to rain here. I moved to a Muslim country 4 years ago. It does not rain here this time of year. It does not. It doesn't normally rain from March up until about December. Yes, nice easy. It started raining here. Because I literally looked and I went, hold on. And that's why you didn't see me at the beginning of this live. I was literally bringing my bed from outside because I sleep outside. I brought it inside because I was like, oh my God, but to be honest, it's too wet now. I have to just wait for it to dry. I said, this is crazy. And the rain was silent. That's why I didn't even know it was raining. It was silent because here when it rains, let me tell you, it is torrential where I live. It's like real thunder, like blah, 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 blah. Or the rain comes so far down that even my roof used to leak here. The rains here are heavy. It's like biblical rain we get here. But this was quiet rain. And I showed it on the camera. I said, that's crazy. And when did it start to rain, guys? When I read a particular line in his resignation letter. I'd said at the beginning of this live that I'd not read much about Jason before his tragic departure. I hadn't. I said that. But when I went to his resignation letter today, there were 2 lines that jumped out at me. I scrolled the damn thing. I scrolled it. And I literally went, hold on, that's jumped out at me. And then when I went to share it with you guys, it started to rain. Let me read those 2 lines to you. This is not the end. Oh, no, sorry, not that bit. He said, I need time to heal. I need time to simply be myself again. And when that time comes, I will return. Like I said, I had not read any of that. I scrolled it, those 2 lines just jumped into my eyes, into my face. And then when I read it out loud, it started to rain. And this is even more so confirmation that white people are crashing out because they know that they can't kill the light. Jason might not be here in the physical, but he's still around because we're still speaking about him, right? We're giving him energy. We're giving him life. Like someone else has said earlier, they want to go now and actually find his teachings, find his workings. There are still things that black people do or people who are no longer with us can obviously have a legacy outside of their physical body. Joanne, you found 5 books by him. Julia, yeah, exactly. He actually released a book. So I know the sales are also going to go up. Was it his autobiography, right? Oh yeah, he's definitely going to be reincarnated. Definitely, it's happening. I can feel it. There's people who I don't think are going to get reincarnated. Like I don't think that Eve Sakila will be. I didn't get that impression. Like I said, I saw him being led off to, or tried to be led off to somewhere else. But I believe that Jason Arday is going to come back as another excellent scholar because his work is not done. Like he's literally said this. Let me read the line above this. He said, "This is not the end of my work. It is simply the end of this chapter." He said that. Just above the 2 lines that I was called to. So those of you who are not spiritual, don't worry, because one day you will be. Might not be in this lifetime, might be in another. But for those of you who resonate, I know you will feel it right here in your heart. Thank you, Naya. Is there anything else that you wanted to add, my dear?
Just my heart goes out for his family. My little cousin unalived herself when she was 21, and I remember thinking, and still to this day, what could we have done? Like that pressure on the family members, the aftermath of that person going is unreal, because that guilt will live with his family and friends forever. Of what could we have done? Could we have done? And it's not their fault, but they will definitely feel it. They will definitely feel that for the rest of their lives, if they could have done anything to save his life. So before you start commenting on him and making him look like a bad person, please think twice, because it could be any one of you and it could be any one of your family members. Because my little cousin, we had no idea she was going down that road. Not at all.
Yeah.
So think twice before you criticize other people, because it could easily be you or your family members. God bless everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Naya. I'm so sorry for your loss, and thank you for sharing that. And you're right, like when it comes to mental health, there is so much still stigmatization around it, and so much that people still don't know. For myself, like I said, and my dog saved me, I'm somebody who did mask very well. I had a great sense of humor. You guys have seen how thank you. I do have my water here. I have my water all the time. You guys on the live know that I always have my water. I'm always hydrated. You guys know that I did suffer with my mental health, and I was very good at pretending that I was okay. I was great at that. Like really great. I got it down to a T because of this sense of humor that I was blessed with. I was blessed with a really good sense of humor, being able to laugh at myself, being able to laugh at other people, to laugh at jokes. But I remember a time when I couldn't, and I did get very dark, and it did go very difficult. And I just remember thinking at that time, like, no one's seeing me. No one is seeing me at this time, because they are just used to the happy, jokey person. And so they don't know how to help someone like me. Always check on your friends and family, regardless of the smile they have on their face, guys. Always check on them, because you don't know what's going on inside at all. You don't know someone, you don't know people. You don't know. We're very good at pretending. Very good at pretending. And my heart really does go out to Naya, like really and truly. And I'm so sorry that your cousin was suffering in ways that we just didn't understand, because as a society, we don't understand. I wouldn't have understood, I think, other people that also feel down, or, the masking. Yeah, exactly, Julia. We hide it so well because we have so much trauma. We, we have to just find a way to get through. We really do our best. So let's talk about the book for a little bit before I go to Anti-Racist Mum. We're almost at 30k, guys. Let's try to push to 40. The last live we were on before it got restricted, we were at 50. So please, guys, let's tap to 40k, okay? His book, I think already is out, actually. Julia, I think it's actually already out. It's list price. Yeah, hold on. Is it? Let me see. It's going to be £20. I'm clicking for here. Oh yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, you're right. It's pre-order. Yeah, so Jason Arday's book, Great and Unfortunate Things. There is a beautiful picture of him on the front cover with those beautiful wide eyes that I mentioned on Saturday. So full of life, so full of hope. Great and Unfortunate Things. how Kathy Burke had written, "What a remarkable book by a unique and an extraordinary man. I fell in love with Jason's family, especially the incredible gift. What a mother, what a woman. And I cheered at every infuriating brick wall she and Jason smashed down." When Jason Arday was 37 years old, everything changed. He made international news by becoming the youngest black professor in almost a 1,000-year history at the University of Cambridge. But that remarkable achievement is only part of his great and unfortunate tale. Youngest black professor in 1,000-year history. And this happened to him. He broke the wall, he smashed the wall, and English people did this to him. There's another point I want to make, actually. Let me make that now before I forget. English people, like I said earlier, they hate what we have and what we can achieve. You know for a fact, most of the English people that hate him are the no GCSE gang. They have not got any qualifications. They are nowhere near to being 0.1% as intelligent as Jason Arday. And most of us, by the way. They're nowhere near that. And so they had to extinguish that light, thinking that they can have a leg up. You know, they want the immigrants out of the country so they have a chance because they can't compete. They put themselves in a competition that they will never be able to win. And so they try to annihilate us. They did that from the very day that they met us. But we still carry on because our energy is infinite, whereas theirs is not. Jason, he grew up in a council house in South London with his parents and two brothers. Diagnosed with autism and global development delay at the age of 3, he spent much of his non-verbal childhood navigating a system that struggled to understand him. Doctors and teachers believed there was no one in there. But Jason's mother, Gift, refused to accept the limits that others had placed on her son. With the faith of his family and the support of a handful of extraordinary friends and mentors, Jason slowly found his voice. He spoke his first word at 11, learned to read and write at 18, and discovered a passion for education and helping others that would transform his life. Along the way, there were improbable triumphs and heartbreaking setbacks, tears of joy, and moments so painful that laughter was the only option. And more than one occasion when everything seemed poised to fall apart. Great and Unfortunate Things is an unforgettable book about resilience and love and the transformative power of someone who believes in you when the world does not. Rest in peace, Jason Arday. Anti-racist mum, what would you like to add, my dear, 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 lovely lady? Anti-racist mum, are you there?
Hey, sorry.
No. Oh, you are. Yes.
My mic.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I'm heartbroken with us, with white people, with how we can't learn, how we don't value humanity, not even in ourselves. Like, we're out of control in our vitriol, is that the word? Like the vicious nature, the jealousy, the pulling apart of people, when we have hundreds of examples of mediocre, prolapsed ovary, sun allergy knobheads that are for a million times worse, like in anything that they've ever done. Like, it makes me so angry and feel such a huge weight of like urgency and responsibility for waking people up, for them to see, to find their humanity again, because obviously, like, how can we not wake the fuck up from this? How can we not see that our words and our actions are so fucking far removed from any values that we purport to have as a society collectively? Like, it's so just yeah, like,
Yeah. It does feel like there is just a really sort of, how do I phrase this? It feels like a lot of the time that the battle is a lot harder than the soldiers we have available.
yeah,
That's what it feels like. Because we are fighting in so many different ways. We are fighting online. We are fighting in person. Some of us are fighting in our sleep.
yeah.
It's like, it's ongoing.
There's
and we
multiple
just-
battlefronts. Yeah.
Yeah, multiple. And it seems to have happened. I mean, I know it's been happening for quite some time anyway, but it just feels like everything is just gets escalated and less escalated. There's more and more and more and more. And, you know, I try to be as positive as I can to be like, I know it's only the strongest soldiers, even though I said there's not enough soldiers. The strongest soldiers, like me, like you, anti-racist mum, we are here for a reason because our voices are powerful and we are going to hold these people accountable because for the 400 years they haven't. And so we're making them be accountable. And the fact that they hate it is making their crash out happen even faster. So we have to also have perspective on that front as well, you know. We have to have perspective on that front. But there will be accountabilities for everything that they've done, everything. And like I said, a lot of these souls are already tortured. It might not feel sometimes that there is punishment or retribution, but remember, there's a lot of people that suffer. Like I've just said, there's people that suffer in ways that you can't even see. And they too will be masking. They too will be masking. The media think that they're untouchable. They're not untouchable. They're still human, like us. Nobody's untouchable on this planet, guys. Nobody. Thank you, Nenin. Good to see you back here as well. Again, thank you for coming by. Thank you. Yes, anti-racist mum, is there anything else that you wanted to add and say?
I haven't got any further words, Fox. I'm so sorry. I just want to shake and wake up people with my packaging and the brain rot, the athlete's foot of the brain, and find a way of like getting them to switch on their humanity, switch on their soul somehow. And I will keep going, and I will keep advocating and keep trying to honour Professor Jason Arday and everyone else that's lost their lives because of white narcissism, white terrorism. And we have to find a way. People like me have to find a way of mobilising other allies to become accomplices, to, you know, build unity through community and disrupt this bloody axis of evil.
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of you would have seen it, but if you haven't, please go and look at the video of Jason Arday, his interview with Krishnan Guru Murthy. I think it was from 2023, where he was asked the question, I can't remember the question he gets asked, but it's basically along the lines of, Channel 4 interview, on what's missing in humanity. And he says he would take a needle, well, he actually says a thread and needle, and he would weave or thread love back into humanity because people are too angry and everything is lost. You saw it, some of you guys have seen it. Yeah, you cried. Yeah. And this is the thing, Copy, is that you need to understand the depths of evil in these people. Of course they will say things like he tried to plagiarise that. They tried to say that he plagiarised his bloody resignation letter. They take things and run with it. They make up fake shit. Something else, oh my God, it's just reminded me. Guys, I need to show you something. Okay. I sometimes use AI. Sorry, sometimes I do. I typed into Gemini today, write me an SEO description for the video I'm posting about Jason Arday, where I'm holding people responsible for reading articles and bullying them in the comments. Have a look at what Gemini, hold on, let me download it properly actually. Let me do this. Right, this is what Gemini returned back to me. You guys aren't going to believe this. Right, so I use Gemini Flash. I'll read it again. This is what I put in. Write an SEO description for TikTok about the death of Jason Arday, holding people responsible for reading articles and bullying them in the comments. Look at what the AI said back. And this is why English people are not smart enough to use AI. Can you read that? It says, to clarify an important factual detail before diving into the options, Professor Jason Arday is alive. He became famous worldwide as one of the youngest black professors at Cambridge University after overcoming severe childhood development challenges. I had to reply to it and say, excuse me, he's not? And they were like, oh yeah, sorry. You're right. It even wrote it in bold, guys. In bold. What the fuck? In bold. You have to be smart to use AI. I've said this to you guys on the live before, right? If you remember that I said I was challenging AI. You see, it stopped raining now, guys. It stopped raining. Remember I said when I was doing all the quizzes and all the knowledge for you guys, I kept saying I had to correct and teach the AI to give me the full story of history. But you English people aren't smart enough to use this shit. You don't have critical thinking skills. Thank you so much for the gift. Thank you. Oh, that's lovely. Thank you. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Night Star, that's called. Oh, lovely. Thank you. All gifts are appreciated, guys. You see there, we've got some gift goals up here. Let me highlight this part here. So if you can see, it says 59 out of 100. There's gallery 1 of 8. All those parts up there too. If you click that, please do send gifts as well too, because I really appreciate that. And I'm a lady, and a lady likes gifts as well. Thank you, Kelsa. Thank you so much. Thank you, Be Kind. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Nenin, as well. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Oh, look at that. Gift goal achieved. Thank you. Thank you very much. Please keep gifting. I really appreciate it. Appreciate it a lot, guys. What was I just saying? I can't remember. But let's go now to London Girl, please. London Girl, how are you?
I'm fine, and I'm so happy with the... Can you hear me?
You're still a bit quiet. You're still a bit quiet. Can you come closer to your microphone?
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
That's better. That's better. Thank you.
I do believe that I love your attitude. I really love your attitude. And when I see you cry and your emotions you've shown towards this case, it gives me hope again. But I'm so sorry. I don't know if this is going to offend you. But can I say that even before his death, I was so angry at some black people as well. Because even before, people were talking of, oh, you know what, yeah, oh, even if he did commit these crimes, he's not supposed to be haunted. I'm like, no, guys, he didn't even do it.
He's not supposed to be. He's not supposed to be what? Sorry, what did you say?
I'm saying,
can you repeat that?
Because people were saying, oh, even though he committed this crime, he was not supposed to be haunted. Then, like, I was just so frustrated because whenever I watch videos on TikTok, even before this death and everything, I'll be so frustrated and say, no, guys, please do not misconstrue the information. He didn't even commit the plagiarism at all. So I was on this live that was conducted by a black person who is currently doing his PhD. And I started arguing with him and saying, no, I do not think he has committed plagiarism or anything. It was just poor citation on everything, because currently right now, I'm actually doing my dissertation. And if you see this sort of, in quotation mark, plagiarism that happens in academia, people will be very surprised. Like currently I'm doing a particular topic, and you know, with academia, what it involves is you building on people's foundational work. And people, the thing is right now, I don't even know how to construe my words and construct them, because I am so gobsmacked on how people can easily deceive the masses and how these news outlets can easily deceive the masses. Because I knew from the very get-go that this was not even plagiarism to begin with. It was just poor citation and poor referencing. So on that guide club
Yeah.
that I was on, I was so disheartened to see him try and paint himself as the exceptional black person, on not wanting to show white people, oh, I'm the exception and everything. And even when he was
Yeah, but that's
closing
the
his
thing.
line,
That's the thing, right?
yes,
Though that's the
and
thing, right?
even
Like black excellence is not in the detriment of white excellence or anything that they achieve. Like that's the real problem, because black people have never been able to achieve something without a white person trying to dim their light or saying that it's in the place of a white person. We've never been able to, in the last 400 years, achieve things without them lauding something over us. But I also want to do a little correction as well, that plagiarism isn't a crime. It can lead to legal consequences. For those of you who've been to university, much like myself, when we're doing dissertations like yourself is doing, is that that you have to cite, you have to do quotations and stuff, but stuff gets missed all the time. I remember at university, they run it through that automatic programming, whatever. And sometimes it get missed, but sometimes you can get away with that shit. Sometimes you can get away with it, really.
And the thing is, I was so angry because, for example, because the thing is, even when I submitted some of like my dissertation out like last year, it was showing that 8% similarity, because you know what? I'd use also like try to paraphrase someone's work and also reference the person's work, and sometimes were references that I missed. And the thing is, they knew this. Even the news articles that hunted him for days, like 22 days, with 248 articles released, they knew this. But because the mass population, which is mostly right-wing media and also some Cornish black people, they knew they were able to fool the right wing
Yeah.
uneducated people, and even some left wing
Yeah.
who acted all their allies, but they're not. And come and see the think
Yeah.
pieces they were releasing about this guy. I was so frustrated. It's like I wanted to go on top of the highest building and start to shout, no, it wasn't plagiarism. It wasn't plagiarism. It was poor referencing. I was getting frustrated and frustrated each day to see this man's name dragged in the mud. I was frustrated. I was extremely frustrated. And people who do not even know what academia was is, oh, I'm not saying he didn't do it, but I'm like, you should all have the knowledge and the understanding to know that he didn't even do it in the first place. This is one thing,
Yeah.
and this is why the media is pushing for uneducated people to be uneducated. And first of all, I don't know if I'm going to call someone. A certain right wing person who died last year was pushing against the and was saying, oh, school is a scam, education is a scam, people should not go to education. But I do believe if you maybe want to go back and stay, his children have college funds being set aside for them to go to college. So this is I don't know, like these right wing people, I'm so sorry, sometimes they do not use their brain cells. Because if you use your brain
They don't
cells,
have any to use, unfortunately.
yes, if you use your brain cells, you would understand that, like, for example, they're like saying, do what I say, but don't do what I do. Like, there are certain things, like, for example, I'm sorry if I'm going to go a little bit off topic. Like, for example, most of these right-wing conservative anti-feminist people talking about how a woman was made to stay at home, have a certain place in society, like stay in the kitchen and everything. But to be fair, they are traveling around the world, earning money, being independent in such a way that if their husband were to leave them with no account to their name or cent that is given by their husband to them, they are still going to be very good. And you see, they're deceiving these women. And it's just so unfunny. And the thing is, for me, I do not believe. But the thing is, I don't believe that the people who actually made this man that led to this man's demise should actually work for it. I do believe someone like Nathan Koffner's, if there's a way where we can come together and sign a petition that no university, no institution should hire him, it doesn't matter what every part of the world. If he wants to go to Mexico, we're going to find him. If he wants to go to a place like Germany, because the thing is, he was dismissed from Cambridge University and he's now having a place to teach in Belgium.
Yeah. Yeah, but this is the
Best
whole thing, is
university.
that, yeah, but this is how white narcissism works. They've got a paedophile as a president. You can't stop these people from having these jobs because this is their culture. What we can do is target people who are on the ground, and this is why my platform is about English people. I never go after the politicians or anything like that. I go after the people who could be my potential next door neighbour. Because I want you to see exactly what you enable. Because like I say, like Nathan Coffers is one man, and also the journalists are 1, 2, 3 people. I mentioned that one journalist wrote 5 articles. It had 16,000 comments. That's English people. Another journalist wrote 4 articles, 14,000 comments. Another journalist, 4 articles, 10,000 comments. And so on and so on and so on. It's the people.
And the thing is, they are not ashamed of their racism, and for them not to even have a milk of human kindness, they are void of compassion, and they are still hunting after the man. They are still saying he would have not lied. Have they forgotten about the Cambridge professor once kept his job, will plagiarize? People are even saying maybe it's even 22 pages. Yeah, people are saying maybe it's even 22 pages. And the thing is, he's not the only person. There was a professor in Cambridge who was accused of let's say sexual misconduct, and he was dismissed and later reappointed back. So where is this outrage? I do believe, to be fair, I do believe Cambridge University had a hand in it. I do believe they must have
They did.
him. I think they must have actually forced him to resign and actually acted as if he was the one who really wanted to resign. I do believe, to be fair, I do believe these people, there's just understating racism and very subtle racism that only the way they behave to you, I'm sure they must have made that environment very hostile for him not to be able to resign.
Absolutely.
I'm so unhappy that they got away with this thing. And when you go back and watch an interview that was done by Nathan, you could see the smirk in his face.
He's got that evil, nasty face. They look like.
When he wanted to lie, you could see that nastiness. That nastiness.
There's an article. Sorry to interrupt you, but I'm just going to pick up on that point about the previous Cambridge staff members. So there's an article that was written by Varsity, 4th of October 2024, saying Cambridge staff kept jobs after upheld sexual misconduct complaints. The SU has called for the university to handle sexual misconduct with the severity it deserves. Cambridge University allowed multiple staff members to keep their jobs despite upholding allegations of sexual misconduct against them, Varsity can reveal. 6 students complained of sexual misconduct made against Cambridge staff have been upheld by the university in the past 6 academic years, according to an FROI investigation. But only one of these cases has resulted in a member of staff being fired.
Do you know? And that member of staff they're talking of is a member of staff they reappointed 2 years later. So you see that the University of Cambridge failed to protect him. They failed to protect him because they knew that what was happening with the plagiarism, the fake plagiarism claims, was poor citation. If the University of Cambridge really, deeply, truly cared for him, they would not care the backlash they would have faced. They would have came out with their prestige, their bold mind and bold chest to say, no, it is not plagiarism. It is poor referencing. Full stop. They had the power, they had the money, they had the influence to do that, and they failed. And do you know what? I want the family to go after all the major news works. Because
the names, not the organisations, the actual names. Because remember, like what was it? Probably 20 years ago now, I think, when all the phone hacking stuff happened. It was that Rebecca something, the lady with the red hair, and then there was the other person. So those 2 people actually got vilification. It was the News of the World scandal, if you guys remember. Piers Morgan, though, managed to get away with it. So and of course he's gone on to doing other stuff, but those people really died by the sword. So this is the thing, you have to go after the individuals, not the organisations, because the organisations are still very faceless. Find the names, and this is why I keep repeating the names to you guys here. I'm repeating them to you. Guy Adams, These are Daily Mail journalists, right? There are 4 Daily Mail journalists. Guy Adams, Christian Calgi, Elizabeth Hay, and Jack Hardy. Their email addresses are online. They are on the Daily Mail. Hopefully my video gets reinstated because it was already flagged for community guidelines. Otherwise, I'll just do it again. I'll edit in some kind of way. Those are the people you need to contact, and you need to message them. You need to make sure that you're being heard, and you need to share that information with other people. That's what you need to do. Hold these individuals accountable.
You're very brilliant, because if you're going for an organization, you're likely going to lose. So it's good that, yes, it's good that you go for the outlet like the journalists would do them. And the thing that pisses me off, oh my God, the thing that pisses me off is how easy how easy it was for them to get away with it. That is what pisses me off. Then I'm sitting in my room, I'm saying, so if they want to go for a media slaughterhouse, are they trying to say this is what they are able to achieve? And I'm so sorry, I don't know if this is going to come up as offensive or insensitive, but I know that they're trying to compare this with Caroline Flack. No.
Yes, no. I mentioned her earlier.
This is different from Caroline Flack. They did not write 248 articles within 222 days. Caroline Flack was allowed to go to court. Jason was not allowed to go to court. So this was a
didn't need to go to court.
This was a media lynching. And the thing is, they do it not because they're trying to say, they do it because they're trying to eliminate the essence of that. This had to do with racism, because they're trying to say, oh, it happens to everyone. Yes, Lady Diana was being hounded by the press, but it happened. I'm not trying to dismiss, but it happened.
And it happened because she was with a brown guy. That's why. Don't forget that part. It wasn't just because it was Diana. It's like she was literally close to what? Islam, because he was Muslim.
Exactly.
It's their racism always. And you know it was because there was speculation that she was even pregnant, right? By him.
She was pregnant,
there was also that too. Like, there's no way, that she can have a brown baby. Look what they've done to Meghan. It was like, oh my God, Archie is another brown baby. Exactly, Julia. It always goes down to racism. Taishi, good to see you. There's such strange people still caring about melanin to this day. We have the energy, we have the light. They crave it, they need it because they have none. We are literally their light. That's why they care about the melanin. Yeah, I said this earlier, Mimi. Harry saved Meghan. Absolutely. He is a guardian angel for her. He protected her. He covered her, and also I mentioned about spiritual team and everything else that was surrounded her. They literally protected her so freaking well. And that's why it's quite hard to think that Jason wasn't protected. He was protected, but the onslaught was too much. Really, for a civilian person as Jason is, with not the resources to be able to protect, because you need a lot of material wealth to be able to protect yourself now in this world, is that he didn't have that. He did not have that. He obviously, of course, didn't have the support from Cambridge University. As we know, this shit is very apparent that Cambridge University runs this way.
Yes,
and Jason, with his beautiful face and his perfect skin and his beautiful smile and his eyes and how kind he is, they don't like that shit. Let me bring up Caroline Flack for a minute. Let me just bring up Caroline Flack for a minute. For what I mentioned earlier actually was more to do with the hypocrisy of English people, because they bullied and harassed her. They were saying all kinds of things about her. I did not rate Caroline Flack, and I will not change my mind just because she's died. I will not do that. She was a paedophile. She went out with underage boys. But because English people have that guilt, they're like, oh no, we have to be kind now. We have to be kind to her because she's gone now. No, why have you changed your mind?
Exactly.
Yes, your guilt, because you know that you harassed her till she's dead. You know you did that. You keep blaming other. That's why I say it's not the media.
Exactly.
It's English people. They're writing the comments. They're creating the memes. They're sharing it. They're gossiping. They're doing all this kind of stuff. They're doing it. Now, Caroline Flack should have had her day in court. I know it was too much for her. And I think actually, if I'm honestly, truthfully, I don't think it was the media that drove her to it. I think it was her own guilt because she was involved, of course, in a physical altercation situation.
Yeah.
And, you know, it wasn't going to end well. It was not going to end well.
To be fair, folks, you're very brave. The thing is, oh my God, you're braver than me. I have these sentiments, but I can't say it because if now I say, they'll say you're insensitive. So, they'll say, oh, you're wanting us to have sympathy for Dr. Jason, but you don't want us to have sympathy for Caroline. So that's why I don't want to say this openly.
Yeah. Don't worry, I say it for you. I say it for you.
So the thing is, I don't know. I'm not in confidence. I'm telling you, that guy's gonna get it. That guy is going to get it. It might not be now, but it's not going to be far from now. He is going to get it. Because, do you know what? Yeah. He's trying to push this revolution. Go watch the interview. He said, now, if this happens, there's going to be this revolution. Revolution of what?
I rebuke any sort of energy.
White people.
Yeah, no, I can't watch things like that because, say, my energy does not allow me to watch some things. Crystal, thank you so much. Support from stateside. Thank you so much for being here. As we know, this is an international story, so thank you. Doc Afro is also here. America representing up on the panel. Of course, you've got a long time to wait, Doc Afro. A long time to wait. But yeah, thank you for those compliments just then, London girl. And I will give you an apology. Of course, I was a bit short at the beginning of this video.
I know you were being emotional, and I love this energy that was coming from you. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Now, you know, your emotion is making me not feel guilty now because I'm telling you, if you were my neighbor, you have to call the care people to come and commit me into a mental institution because I was losing my mind. I was shouting on my life. They killed him. I was getting furious. Thank you so much for the platform.
Yeah,
Bye.
you have to. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing that. But yeah, like, I don't know if I think you were on the panel when I said to Yoann, I said, you need to let those emotions out. Naya as well, she let her emotions out. Like, and thank you so much. Someone in the comments said that they are really appreciating the moderation, that it's a safe space. So I'm glad that you guys have noticed that. So good job again, mods. You're really on it. We can share as much as we want. We can shout, we can cry, we can scream. That's always the way in this space here. So thank you for that compliment, London girl. Really appreciate that. So thank you. I'm going to move to the next person now. You have a good day. Thank you. Right, President J. Yes, President J, it was you that said that in the comment section. I saw that. President J, you there? Yes.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Hear you great. Yes.
Sorry, I've lost my voice because I'm a bit ill. But anyways, first of all, well done. I think this is so needed and very necessary. I don't know. I tried to figure out where I was going to start. I'm just not sure. I just think there's so many different parts to this that must be addressed. I think if we start by him, obviously, rest in peace. I'm absolutely gutted. I'm so gutted because I feel like, once again, yet another. It's almost like the world hates to see black intellect, black excellence. Like, when we rise, they try everything in their power for us to fall. And this is what upsets me so much. This was a man who was excellent. And fair enough, many of us didn't know much about him beforehand, but it doesn't matter. This was someone that was trying to pave way for other black excellent people to come through. And I think that now that he's gone, I think this almost needs to be like a thing for us to almost band together and not stop this trend, because I think that's what they want. I personally, my personal feeling is that I feel like they wanted him to unalive. I feel like this was
of course they did.
Exactly, this was a thing that they did to push for him for his demise, because once he's gone, it's almost like, okay, that's one gone. Let's get to the next one. And it's just so unfortunate that this is where we are at today in that big 2026. Like,
But you know what I think as well? I think this is how evil these people are. They can sense the vulnerability in people. I always say this, you guys who come here often, I say this about the Anglo-Saxons, is that they are narcissists and sociopaths with psychotic ancestors. And the way that they are is that's what they do. They don't have emotion and they don't have empathy and they don't know when to stop, because we know as black people we always face posthumous smearing. So even if you're dead and gone, they continue on. They don't know when to stop. They don't know when to stop. Unless the person is white. Because Caroline Flack is one of them. So they're like, oh yeah, you know what? We need to stop now. So this is what they're like, and this is why people need to have more awareness about the people around you, because it's not the media, it is your neighbours, it is your friends, it is people who are in your family. Because I know every single one of us as black and brown people has had some kind of fucked up situation with an English person. Even Scottish people have, Welsh people have, Irish people have. They were the people that were affected by the Anglo-Saxons way before we were, so they know too. So we cannot have any denial anymore. We cannot be complacent as well with this. But yeah, I think they saw the light in him. That this was my point. Is like, I really think that they saw a vulnerable person and they literally were like, right, we can get him. He's going to be an easy target because he feels unprotected. Let's go for that one. And like you say with thing you said with Nathan Cothnas, it's like, yeah, they literally just put him as thrown to the wolves. They threw him to the wolves, and then.
But I also feel like, even with that being said, like I agree. Like I do feel like he was thrown to the wolves, but I feel like I want to touch on us, because I'm really sorry, but we are a problem. We are our biggest problem. I feel like black people, I feel like we don't take things seriously until it's serious, and that's a problem. Because prior to his unalivement, I was seeing so many black
slander.
media, many black, not just the media, but just normal, just every Tom, Dick and Tunde, Marvin, Josephine, everyone doing their rubbish in comments, making posts, and I was thinking, like, how disgusting, how disgraceful, but yet not one of them. And these ones, forget the people, the media. And I will continue to scream Elaine the Fraud's name, Shade Borough's name, Black Dads, Bouncer, the Clown. Like, these people, you're coming online, and I feel like that is so necessary for us to really speak about this. Because
we're going to talk about them. We are going to talk about them. Let me just quickly interrupt you. Apologies for interrupting you.
That's
but
okay.
I'm going to pick up this microphone. You guys, I did mention this on the weekend. You know, I have 2 videos about Elaine the Pain, and I don't believe in talking really negatively about, especially people in our community. I don't really believe in doing that because already it's a tough enough world for us. However, I'm very honest. We had a live this weekend calling out somebody on social media who was literally platforming racists. Absolutely unacceptable. I will mention his name again. His name is Darren Wiseman. I call him Darren Wasteman. We are going to have some honest conversations about Elaine the Pain. That's coming. I don't know this much about Bouncer, but from what I've seen recently, it's not good either. Shade Borough, of course, Shade Borough can come to the front too. Like I said, black people as ourselves, we need to keep calling out our own. We need to do that simultaneously, while understanding that we have to be careful about this conversation because we cannot vilify ourselves simultaneously. So you're right, President Jay. Also, London Girl brought this up too. So I think I might bring this up as a conversation tomorrow. It literally has been in the back of my mind, like right there. Because normally I move these conversations to a Saturday. I have a black panel that I have, which is purely black people. So I'm going to decide what we're going to do. So thank you for saying that, because it literally is making confirmation for me that I need to talk about this as well.
No, please do. And the reason why I say it, obviously, if you're going to speak, I'm not going to say too much regarding that. But I think it's necessary. And the reason being, this is, alive with black people who are speaking about our issues. Now, the reality is that if we are getting oppressed and we're being like literally treaded on by everyone, why must it be our very own people that are literally giving them the gaslight to do so? It is so crazy to me. And then on top of that, like, I think the thing that hurts me the most, or the thing that pisses me off the most, is the fact that I'm not a journalist. I'm not a content creator. I ain't none of one of those things. However, I still took the time to go and read the thing and research, and the whole plagiarism thing. If you really did the research, you would understand that it was debunked ages ago by a
Ages
couple of
ago.
universities, one being Liverpool University. That was already debunked. So the fact that they're still running with it, and when you have these platforms that are still running with this plagiarism, even Don't Black Dads, that one pissed me off the most. I can't remember. I think his name's Marvin, whatever, the host guy, the main guy, like literally was dragging him, and I'm like, hold on. First of all, this man was a black father. What are you doing? Like, it makes no sense, and it's all.
Do you know what it
like
is?
this whole.
Do you know what it is? It's unfortunately, and I talk about energy quite a lot. And UK is bad vibes. Is not just to say
Very.
it. The vibration in UK is very low, and particularly around London. So, black people that live in London suffer the most. I did do one Elaine the Pain live a long time ago. It was my longest live I did back then, which was 3 hours. Hi Tears, I'm glad you're here. So it was 3 hours, and what I noticed then is black people in London were so negative. Really, they were so negative. In the Lane the Pain situation, when it was actually to do, of course, with the South Asian community, I was more on the side of, okay, I understand that there's anti-blackness, but as black people, we still need community, we need unity, because no group on this earth survives by itself. It just doesn't happen. English people or white people, as hateful as they are, they don't say, well, we're not going to sell our products to black and brown people. They need us. They need us. Like, that's literally how capitalism works. But black people were like, no, we need to boycott the Asian community. Like, how the hell do you expect to make money? Like, black people aren't buying the products enough. We are, but you can't alienate a community that you have also. What? Can I finish my point? Let me finish my point, please. Then you can say yours. Is that you cannot, as business people, like, Asian people need us. We're the ones who've given them a lot of money, and it does work reciprocally when you adjust your mindset to see that black and brown people actually have been working together. They have. They do have business together. And also back in the motherland, Africa and Asia had trade together. And this is why I talk a lot about history, because I'm on a decolonization journey. I'm remembering what happened before the colonizer. So I'm not going to be stuck into these conversations to be like, oh, well, we don't do this, we don't do this. But people like Elaine the Pain weaponize. And people seem to ignore that she was quoting Tommy Robinson and Rupert Lowe. And she's divided many communities before that. So I don't know if So I don't know if black people got that desperate in Britain that they were so low vibrational at that time. They were like, we need to listen. Like, she is our spokesperson. I was like, that's not right. And now you see, like you've just said, the same people and the bouncer. And there's this situation with this woman called Lois. I don't actually know the full story, but she thank you, Tiz, based and bougie. So, it's these black people that they put at the front and say they're pro-black. They're anti-black. These people are anti-black. I have to call out Nella Rose as well. I'm sorry to call out Nella Rose, but Nella Rose, with the platform that she has, she does zero advocating for black people. She doesn't do anything. She's just there shaking her ass on a yacht or whatever she said back then. She's funny as hell. She's cool. But the fact of the matter is she spends a lot of time around men, around the what's it called? The guy who with the rape charge, which has been cleared, I think, not guilty. I can't remember what his name is. Also, them two guys that had Young Philly, the two guys that had the podcast who got exiled by the black community. She never said anything like that. Oh, is that what happened? And she posted mocking him, pulled it and posted an egocentric piece about her. Disgraceful. Interesting. Yes, exactly. LB, bird culture. Nella Rose represents bird culture. So stay woke, people. Stay woke. Just because they're in a black body does not mean that they're actually representing how they need to represent us. So I don't follow any of these people. I never have. I never, ever had. So, again, thank you for bringing that up, President Jay.
I think, I hear what you're saying. I think in regards to touching on the South Asian boycott really quickly, like, I hear what you're saying. However, I fully was on that because I do agree with a lot of the sentiments that was being had, because reality is that we are big consumers. And I think how I took it was more so in like building our own things and shopping and building within ourselves, which I fully support. And if I'm being honest, like a lot of like from what I was seeing and what I've experienced personally is that the treatment I get in a lot of these South Asian shops when you're selling my products that are catered to my people, but you're not given us the right respect and things that I don't think
Yeah.
that's okay. So from that part, I was on that, but that's not we're not even talking about that. Talking about this right
Yeah,
now, I
I
think
was going to
why I
say
feel like
we should bring it back to topic. That's like a
yeah,
back conversation we can have for another day. But yeah, I understand the point absolutely, and it would be a personal experience. But like for me, say it quickly because we will move it back. Is that no? Let's just leave it to another day. So yeah, and this is what actually let's pick up on that to bring it back. Why is it that black people could boycott South Asians, but they won't boycott white people? And they won't boycott the Tesco's or the Superdrug, like wherever else you're also getting followed around in the stores. You won't boycotting those places, Sainsbury's as well, Marks and Spencer's. Yeah, you weren't boycotting any of those places,
I
or
think
you
some
still
people
want
were,
your designer. Not enough, not enough,
Oh, yeah, okay, I
not
hear it.
enough.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
enough. And yeah, even like banks like Lloyd's and Barclays, literally all of those organizations that made money off of our backs. Yeah, because you live in a white country. Instead, you decided to punch at the closest marginalized people. So, guys, as black people, we need to be more knowledgeable and we need to make decisions that actually make sense for us in a way that can help us grow. Because again, if you're punching at another marginalized community, they're not going to help you come up either. We're at the bottom fucking rung. So yeah, my platform is always about English people. It's always about boycotting them. It's always about showing them. Always. Truly, we can disagree. This is life. Like, we're not supposed to agree all of the time. That's the whole point about life. My platform, like I just said, is English people. That is who the people who have villainized and destroyed the world. So I go after them. I go after those guys. President Jay, I'm going to move to the next person. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for the conversation. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Have a good day. Bye. Auntie Jenny. Auntie Jenny is here. TikTok
Hi.
Auntie Jenny. How you doing?
It used to be YouTube Auntie Jenny and Instagram. I'm seeing things, but I don't watch the news.
Yeah.
Physically, I can't watch the news. It affects me that much.
Same.
So I
Same.
didn't know anything about this. But when I came on today, it came up, and then instantly I thought, Fox. And there you were. You know, and the more at first when I came up, I was like, no, I can't take this. I find this whole conversation a bit too triggering for me, but on a different level to what everybody else is, because I am a woman with multiple SEN. So when you were talking about him, I got it. I was mute from the age, I think 9 to 11 or something like that. And a lot of people don't know that. But it's really hard being that kind of person and you see the world from a different point of view. And you
I was
wondering,
just going to say the same thing.
why
Yes.
don't they like me? Because I come from a religious family. And yes, I read the Bible. And the only thing that stuck out to me is the greatest commandment, love everyone. It was really that simple. So all through my life, it's been that simple. You know, you just love everyone. How can you say you're a Christian and you don't like me? You'd be supposed to just love everyone. Everybody's supposed to love everyone. Every religious book says love everyone. That has been my point in life. And I remember I went to Barbados and I came back at 12. And I remember going to school. And I was doing my work because I do love education. It's got a kind of rhythm to it, you know, English and maths. It's got that kind of rhythm and people just don't get it. But if you get it, you get it. You know, once you know a formula to anything, you will get it. And I remember going to primary school and that was the most stressful places ever. And I'm sitting there thinking, the children are dumb. The teachers are dumb. The headmistress is dumb. What am I doing here? And it got to the point where I got really ill. And I said, my mum asked me what was wrong because nobody knew what it's called then. You was either backward retarded or an invalid child. I was an invalid child because there wasn't such a thing to say, well, this is what you had. You were just different.
I will let you use that language to refer to people like that because you're telling a story. But if we can go forward and not use the R word in regarding people
sorry, I was just saying that because back in the day there was no autism or anything.
Yeah, I know.
There wasn't a name for it. So that's the names that you got called. You know, not it's not right, but that's the names that you got called. So when my mum went in and they actually checked my work with the headmistress, they realised that everything was done perfect. Everything was done perfect. They had to send out to secondary schools for books for me. Then when I got to secondary schools, the greatest thing I found was libraries. I absolutely love libraries. I started from one end of the library and I worked my way around, and they'd let me take like 4 books at a time because I can bring them back within a few hours. They actually banned me from reading at school. And I didn't understand it because I did all my work, and they banned me from reading. They said I rush my work just so that I can read a book. My view is my work was right. I didn't understand exams because nobody explained exams to me. So I went in there and I thought, well, I've done all this already. Why do I need to do it? They said you have to write your name and the date. So that's all I did. Every single exam I sat in, that's the only thing they told me I had to do. I was quite obedient.
Yeah, do you know what though? Do you know that that's something that they tell every child now? When I was at school, and I'm 42 now, they would say that to all the kids as a bare minimum. They were like, if you write your name on the paper, you automatically get a grade. That's what they would always say. It's like, okay, so you want kids to do the bare minimum as well. Because a lot of kids, because education was not a priority for white people or white working class, kids would literally go write their name and then sit there.
But the thing is, I was in the top of every single group in every single subject.
Me too.
My parents couldn't understand why you were in the top of everything and you didn't do any exams. Then I leap forward now with the hounding. Now I remember working for this particular company, and it's a massive company. It's worldwide. And within 3 years, I'd gone from the lower right to the upper to management. Then out of 1,000 people, they chose 6 of us to do this fast track. But I didn't fit. I got everything right. I was given the wrong paperwork. I was told you need to go here to pick up your paperwork. It wasn't there. The research was wrong. But I managed to, I got through it. I produced stuff just like that. And better stuff than the people that held me back. Because I couldn't believe that, you didn't get the overhead projector? No, but I bought a laptop. You know, and even afterwards, they said that they couldn't give me a managerial position because it wasn't a passing thing. I just attended.
Nah, they didn't want to give you a managerial position because they never give us managerial positions. They never.
Everybody else got one.
Faces. Yeah, they never put us in managerial positions. On my old account, I talk specifically about this. I was more of a people person, and how I was more management material, how I can organize, how I'm more social, how I can bring out the best in people. I was better at that than the actual physical jobs which I was doing, which was web and graphic design. So I worked for a number of companies, and because of the experience I had, I was more managerial material. There was even a job I was in where I actually didn't have a manager at that point. I didn't have a manager, and I was like, okay, this is really cool. Maybe I'll be promoted into a manager, or maybe they'll leave me as I am. They employed a manager above me to manage me and another team of graphic designers. So I was web and graphic design, and they got this manager to manage me, even though he's not a web designer. I'm like, so you're giving me a manager for what? I don't need one. This guy was fucking useless. He was that useless that when I complained about him, they put him on management training. What? They put him now on management training. He was so scared. I always remember this to this day. And this is how many years ago now? 15 years ago, maybe? This memory gives me so much joy. There was a woman who used to work opposite me, not opposite me, like over and looking at me. You know, when you work in not a cubicle, but you work in a desk office and you've got the separator and you've got a table here. So I could look the person in the eye, right? The person who was working on the other side of the desk, she was nice, but she wasn't confident like myself. And so I would champion her and give her some room to do more email marketing because it was a marketing company that I worked for. So she had been doing the same job for maybe 5 years, doing the same designs, But I was like, nah, this is stupid, man. We need to progress. So I came with my designs and I also pushed it so she can do other designs. And then she was happy to do that. I said, great. And then said to that boss, one day, because she was stressed, she snapped at me once. Not related to the work or anything, but I can tell she was stressed. And so I emailed the manager and I said, look, she's quite stressed. I think you need to have a word with her, because she literally just shouted at me. And I'm not going to cause no drama here, because I could have if I wanted to. But I liked the girl and I knew she was not doing okay. I think she was also on the spectrum as well. No, she definitely was on the spectrum. My boss ignored that email. It got to a point where I actually had to schedule a meeting with him. I opened the calendar and I said, meet me in this room at this time. He sat on the on one side of this small circular table in a very small room, by the way. So you can imagine the energy in this room would have felt like this on him. Tiny, tiny room, one circular table. I'm sitting this side, he's sitting the other. I said, you didn't respond to my email about so-and-so, her name. I actually can't remember her name to this day, but it doesn't matter anyway for the story. And he was shaking, because I was in a room with my manager telling him how to do his job. He was a bit older than me as well. Maybe he was probably like 5, 10 years older than me or something like that. I don't know. And he was terrified. And I was just a web and graphic designer. That's all I was. It was no senior, it was no junior. And I was the only one who did that job there. That was one experience where I knew that they would never put us ever in these positions, because they are scared of our power, which is crazy, because we could be making these organizations shit tons of money. Like, we could make these people so much more richer than they actually are. But because they're so racist and they don't like us above them, they would just keep us down and keep us minions, keep us working down there. And me working in a lot of IT companies, I would always see that with Asian people as well, with Asian men. The backbone of IT is always Indian guys, right? It's always Indian men, but they would never also get put into positions of managerial positions. And so, yeah, that's why I knew. I can back you up with the story, Auntie Jenny, and I'm sure that everybody else can back you up with that too.
And even with the houndings, when you said, I'm going to put out the bits that stuck out to me. When you said those without GCSEs, the company I worked for was all the old boys school. So I realised that a lot of them were not educated.
Yeah.
And then you can imagine you've got an information screen that's shown, because I don't want to say the company, that's shown wherever you travel, everywhere, so you can look up and get information about where you're going to go. And I noticed that there was a word that was wrong. I thought to myself, as soon as I walked into the office, I looked up and I saw the word terminuses.
Oh, what up, my black niggas? What's going on?
And I thought to myself,
if you think you could be up that fast, I already had my finger over the disconnect button, and you'll also get blocked very quickly as well. Carry on, Auntie Jenny.
And I thought to myself, there's not such a word as terminuses. And I went to the club and I said, can you find that head office? Because, they've made a mistake. It's all over the UK. It's termini. Who said that?
Yeah,
Jennifer.
not plural. Yeah.
Yeah, it's termini. And they said, it's not such a word. I said, it is. I said, check. I said, get your dictionary out. And they did. They weren't happy that it was me, the person they wouldn't promote. Eventually, they were going to make me redundant. I didn't quite qualify. I passed the course. I didn't qualify for any job that they had, not even a clerk's job. But then they asked me to train the clerk because other people were. And I said, unfortunately, I can't train you. And he said to me, why? I said, because if I'm not qualified to do your job, I'm obviously not qualified to train you.
That's right. They want you to do that for free. They don't want to pay you.
Yeah.
They did that to my sister as well. Yes. And you're overqualified. Yes.
Yeah. And then they transferred me out because at the time they were going from paperwork onto putting everything on the computer. So once they wanted me to work my time off, basically inputting data. But in my head, that was a perfect job because the way my brain works. And I happened to have the manager I was working with, he just let me do whatever I wanted to do. So they gave me the biggest part of the company with the most employees to do. Everybody else had 2 people to do it. They just had just me. I asked for my chair, I asked for the office, I put my routine in for the other managers. And I said, when you get the records, don't put them back in the files. And within a week, they had a meeting, all the directors and the managers. How are you getting on? And the manager came back and said to me there were some really sorry faces around that table because the largest group of the company, and we were up and running using the new system. And when he said they asked him, so who's putting in the data in yours? And he said, Jennifer. And he said, just the look on their faces. They realized, and when you spoke about the energy, because it was, I can say it was in a transport system, so that's how wide it is. And, outside of London, transport looks different. It's a different color. So when you were talking about the energy, I packed up and I moved out of London. And the further out of London I got, the more my blood pressure went down.
Exactly.
It went down.
Yes,
and somebody said, how did you decide to live where you live? I said, because I don't like the cold, and it's never more than 3 degrees colder than London. I can cope with 3 degrees. And now I actually spend 6 months out and 6 months in. But wherever you go, if you see things differently and you feel things differently, because when I know a lot of people are saying like, yeah, he unalived himself, but when you've got a brain like that, because I've been there, it's just so matter of fact. It's like, you know what? They don't get me. I've given out enough love in the world. I can't do this no more. There's nothing I've got more to give because they don't appreciate of me. I'm just going to go. And I've been there.
Yeah. This is the neurodivergent story. Yeah, it's the neurodivergent story. There is so much misunderstanding and such little support for people on the spectrum in terms of their mental health. I am currently seeking an ADHD diagnosis. I do call myself ADHD because I know I am anyway. But the depression that one feels because we do a lot more internalized processing and we try to make sense of the world outside because the world is too robotic for us. It is too cold for us, whereas we want to express more, we can see more colors, we can feel more joy. But because the universe, because the England anyway, with the vibration as low as it is, our joy always gets stifled. And we're more sensitive to it as well. So we can feel the side eye from someone that sees that we're a bit too happy, and we're like, oh, did I do something wrong? Am I not supposed to be that happy? Okay, well, I'll go back in myself, or maybe I'll go to another place and I'll be more happy. But because of the masking, it is like creating different personalities. So we're happy outside, sad inside, happy over there, sad over here. And it just doesn't make sense because we just want to be the same all of the time. And so that's why when I did my therapy in 2019, I became as confident as I am now because the outside matches the inside. So that's why I don't mince my words anymore. I don't censor myself because of the neurodivergence that I didn't know that I had. It was the overthinking, and because also on top of that, living in England, we know that we're dealing with passive aggressive people. They don't talk directly, and so you do feel all of their energy without them saying anything. You pick it up. Like I said, with the side eyes and the jealousy and the insecurity, you pick all that up, but you think it's about you. You take that energy on for yourself. And that's why I say, you think that you've done something wrong. But no, I am against English people, Fred Blundell, and it's spelt YOU apostrophe RE. Spell it right, Fred. You're against the English language, which is hilarious. You guys have a real issue with the English language.
See, and things like that at work, things like that bothers me because I remember coming and I remember saying
if you make your last point, Auntie Jenny, because I'm going to move to Yaya and LB, and then I'm going to finish the live because my battery is dying. So
you just proved it that English people actually know how to speak and talk English. That was it.
Yeah. Thank you, Auntie Jenny. Thank you so much. It's always really good to have you around here. Okay, Yaya, how are you, my brother?
Yeah, I'm good, yeah.
At the beginning of this live, I was very sad. I was crying. Here's my tissues. I've got one that's fallen on the floor. I've read a few things. I've talked about some spiritual stuff. The guys who are here from the beginning, really and truly, it has been so emotional. It even started to rain at a specific point, but I won't repeat the story again because I'm going to keep it now with me. And if anyone wants to hear it back, I do upload these lives to YouTube, by the way. Every live gets recorded. It's also recorded as audio as well, so you can listen to it through Spotify and whatever RSS reader or something like that you do use. You can also have it in your ear. So Yaya, what would you like to add about Mr. Professor Jason Arday?
First, I want to send my deepest thoughts to his family. I mean, this was a tragedy, and I think they've been demonizing this professor for the last 3 years.
Yes.
Like, yeah, they've been harassing him, bullying him, and yeah, they've been doing that. And 249 articles about him, I think, in 23 days. That was absolutely insane. Like the number of not scrutiny but racist smear campaign. For me, this was lynching. And
It
I
was.
mean, yeah, some people they call it witch hunt. I mean, for me, it's just lynching being done on not social media, and it is quite crazy. I mean, the way the professor. I don't want to call him just Jason because he was a professor, and he was very talented man. The first black young intellectual, to become, a professor in Cambridge University, and he was being paid good money. So it is that sort of narcissism among the English people. I mean, they hate a black man doing well. I mean, the
Yes.
number of stories I've
Black
had
men,
about
black women, black children, anybody, actually. It's not even just black people, it's anyone from the global majority. Let's say their insecurity and jealousy jumps out. And Jason, as young as he was, as beautiful as he was, as kind as he was, and the things that he said, as how positive he was, is everything that is opposite to the Anglo-Saxon. Yeah.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Like, for example, if I was to drive Lamborghini car, they're going to say, yeah, where did you get this Lamborghini car from? Are you a drug dealer or what's happening here? So, I mean, that sort of, and this guy who made up these lies was a pseudoscience guy. Imagine he was teaching pseudoscience in Cambridge. Nathan Confers. I mean, we shouldn't be even trusting this guy. He's just a loser. I mean, to begin with. And Professor Kahinde said he has gone through his academic credentials, and there were no red flags in any way, form, or shape. And I always trust black intellectuals. I think in the UK they've only got 200 professors out of 26,000 of them.
Yes, 1%, which are black. Yeah.
Yeah, just 1%. And for example, Professor Kahinde was made redundant, and he was the only guy who was teaching black studies in the whole of Europe. Him alone.
Yeah, that's recent, isn't it? Like he was actually going to be doing, what was it, like Black History or something like that? Some particular, is it him I'm thinking of?
Yeah, Black
There was
Studies,
a particular course. Yeah, Black Studies. I remember reading this a few weeks ago or months ago, however, whenever it was. Yeah, he was the only one, and they said no, bye bye now. But where is he going to be teaching that? At Cambridge?
I think Birmingham City
Where was this?
University.
Birmingham City. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. The full name of my YouTube, just go to the link in my bio because I think it's difficult to find. You'll find I have another YouTube channel, which is my Dominatrix channel. But this one, you can literally find it if you click the link in my bio. I think actually maybe, is it on this account? I don't know which one I'm on now. Yes, it is. Yeah. Thank you so much, Thea, for the compliments. Yes, if you click this account, then you'll get it. It will show you the YouTube link and the Spotify link. And also there is a link to where I am actually recommending a book for Kehinde Andrews in a PDF document I also have on my bio as well, please. Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and I always support black people. I mean, I was with you a few months ago defending Chris Carver, and I was saying he is innocent until proven guilty. And I still believe Professor Jason is still innocent, and he was
he is.
lynched. Yeah,
he is.
Because
he
there
was
is this,
absolutely lynched.
there is this nonsense of you are guilty until you prove your innocence. That's how they deal with the black person, right? You are guilty until you prove your innocence. So that element of presumption of innocence is always squashed by white people. So anytime I see a black man, he is innocent until proven guilty.
That's right. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Yaya. Okay, we've got LB next. LB, how are you, lovely lady?
Hello, how are you, man?
Hi, sweetie. Hi. It's been a very emotional live. I know that you've been in and out network and stuff like that. I should have actually come to you earlier because you were on the panel. Apologies,
No,
I
it's
forgot.
fine, no, it's fine.
Yeah. So thank you
fine.
for your patience and coming back. So, yeah, what would you like to add, please?
Oh,
maybe.
so much to honestly address, but from the top of my head, first of all, rest in peace to this beautiful soul, man. Like,
Yeah.
rest in peace to this man. This definitely was unaliving psychologically. It was public lynching. It was purposely done. This is what they wanted him to do. The white man that's against the DEI that kept speaking on him, I watched one video of him talking, and everything in my spirit the black, his pupils are black, like the
Yes.
evil. I
Evil.
just, everything he wasn't saying is what, that's how my spiritual gift works. Everything you're not saying
Yeah,
is what I hear.
same.
I don't hear what you're saying. I hear
Same,
what you
girl.
don't say. So
That's
everything he
right.
wasn't
I
saying
saw.
was.
Yeah,
I saw
yep.
I
I
saw
saw one picture of him,
demon,
and
and
I saw how thin that top lip. It's like minus. He hasn't got
yes,
like it's a minus lip like this, and I said that is. And like I
yeah,
said he looks like a Zio, and they said
yeah,
he was Jewish. I
he
said
was.
he looks like who? Yeah, like you expect him
Who he
to.
is. Yeah,
Everybody picked
yeah.
up on the vibrations. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's just what. And he tries to do this fake
Oh,
smile, smirk. Oh, eat pure evil. And I remember I said this on someone's live, like, we don't know. I never spoke about this man when this whole thing was going out about Jason. I never spoke to him because I was like, whenever I hear an accusation like that and it's everywhere, I'm just always like, let me wait this out. Let me see what's happening. This man resigned, didn't speak, wasn't coming out to defend himself, telling them off, wasn't angry, didn't show anger,
yeah.
literally pure sadness. Yeah? Do you know what it is for your name to be attached to, the first black professor, everyone's looking up to you, and then you flip that side of the coin to, the first black professor that plagiarized, everyone is now looking. It is dark, and that's what they wanted. That is
Yeah.
exactly what they wanted. And look how many people have spoken, have come on Fox's panel to speak about their experiences in the corporate world, and just listening to your experience. Our experiences are identical. I have a very, very similar to Fox's experience, and we've never spoken about our experiences before. That's to show you racism is the same playbook. It's doing the harm it's doing is what it's intended to do. It comes with the territory. That's exactly what it's meant to do. You cannot breathe, you cannot function without standing on the backs of black people. They cannot. Have you seen countries that have that don't have a lot of us in there? They are depressed, pale. Their happiness is, they're so muted. They
It's so
literally use
true.
us
It's
to raise their
miserable.
vibration. That is why they make themselves sick. When they can't have proximity to us, they make themselves sick. That hatred for us and that jealousy, that envy, hatred is envy. It's a spirit of envy for us. Because they don't want to see us in the light we see ourselves. They still want to see us picking cotton. It's like, how dare you become a lawyer? Just 50 years ago, my grandma, you were in my head, you were a cotton picker. So how dare you want to become a what? Do you understand? That's how, that they don't say it, but their spirit. That's how they treat
We
you.
can see it in their eyes. We
Because
can see
even
it, like
the
we feel the
dumbest
soul.
of
Yeah.
them, even the dumbest of them, all they need to do is open their legs for their boss in the office, and before you know it, Katie is the marketing director overseeing. Excuse me, Katie, what happened? What
That
happened in
happened
6
at my
weeks?
workplace.
The
I had a
leg of
job that
Titi
was
Kaka.
like that. Yes,
Exactly.
I had a job like that. It was a French girl who was my boss at one job, who slept with the married. Where is he from? He was like, where is he from? Swedish, Belgium, wherever he was. He was the VP. No, was he the VP or CEO? Whatever he was of the company. He never used to
Yeah.
bloody work. He would have his door open, just watching cat videos all day, and he had that annoying corporate laugh. But guess what? He got his karma. Because when I left that job, my exit interview, I said, that motherfucker doesn't do any work. He's the worst boss I've ever had. I went off. What happened? A year or two later, I was walking down Oxford Street. I saw that man standing in the rain with no umbrella. Rain was pouring down on him. And then I get text message from one of my friends because I said, oh, I've just seen so-and-so on the high street. They're like, yeah, you know he was fired from that job, right? The CEO of the company was fired. He was fired. And I said, hallelujah, hallelujah. And I died. I think I did a little dance. Like, yes, the karma arrived. And it does. And it does. It does. It does. But you know what now? This is crazy. I saw his Instagram maybe 2 years ago. Yeah. He has an Israel flag on his like one of his pictures. And I said, now it makes sense. I understand. Yes. I understand. That guy was horrible. It was horrible. And the girl who had the affair with the French girl, she was crazy. She was always having like affairs and stuff like that with lots of different people at work. She was so messy. She even got pregnant. This always gets me. She got pregnant by some random guy, ended up being a single mother. And her Instagram life, when she announced it was like baby time, he only had like 2 likes. It's like 2 likes, and you're like, oh shit. When it comes to social media, you know you want them likes. Like, we can pretend that we don't care about the likes. We all want the likes. She had 2 likes. She was really proudly standing there like, look guys, it's my belly with my baby. 2 likes. I said, wow, even the baby's not even being liked. Jesus.
No, like for real, it's the vibration they need, and that's why, and what makes Black people sick, what makes especially Black women sick, is that holding that pain in, is that we can't speak because we're going to seem like we can't, and that holding in, that silence. I said today, I'll leave with this, is to be committed to the decision of taking your own life. It is not an easy choice to make.
No way.
It is not an easy one to make. It's a very final choice. They know what they're doing, and that's how much pain these people are in. And they know that, and they should be charged. And they try to do the same thing to Meghan. We've seen it so many times. They do it over and over again. Why? Because they're not held accountable. For goodness sakes, they did it to Princess Diana. They did the same thing to Princess Diana, and she's a white woman. What more so would they do to you as a Black woman?
Because we said this earlier, I reminded the people, remember, it's because she was going out with a brown guy and she was going to have a brown baby. There was still racism involved in that situation.
She was close the one that owns Harrods, isn't it?
Yes, they were Muslim.
Yes.
They were
Muslim.
Yes.
They could never have that. They said, "Excuse me, Islam in the British monarchy. You must stop. We have to stop this right now." And that's exactly what they did. And they used the media to do it. So, you know, like when you have a pit bull, a dog, right? You set your dog on people and then you say, oh, it's not me. You know, my dog, you know, I don't know, it was off a leash. That is what the UK government is. The media is their pit bull that they let out. And I land there.
Yes, very well said. Exactly. They are the owners and they don't want to claim responsibility. And this is why, as I said earlier, we must recognize the individuals who are responsible for this. Nathan Kofnas, okay, yes, that's one name. But I will say it again before this live ends. Contact Guy Adams. These are 4 Daily Mail writers. Guy Adams, Elizabeth Hay, Jack Hardy, and Craig Calgie. Those are 4 people. You can find their email addresses just by putting in those names. Let me write them in the comment section, okay, guys? So you have them, and if you just put Daily Mail at the end of them, okay? So we've got Jack Hardy. Whoop. Actually, mods, can you help me? Because it's really hard to do this. Can you type Guy Adams in the comment section, please, guys? Can you type Guy Adams down there? You guys got it? Thank you very much. And then you can also contact Craig Calgie. So it's, sorry, not Craig, Christian. And the surname, thank you so much, guys. The surname is Calgie. So it's Christian Calgie, Calgie, Craig Calgie. Craig Calgie, okay? Christian, sorry. Why do I keep saying Craig? Thank you, Christian Calgie. Thank you. Well done, guys. Thank you, mods. I love you guys. Thank you. And then another one is, yes, Elizabeth Hay. So their surname is spelled Haigh, okay? Elizabeth, Haigh. That is Elizabeth Hay. Anachronista, good job. Spelled, that's it, yeah, Elizabeth Hay, spelled like that. Yes, thank you, guys. So those are the 4 people from the Daily Mail that wrote the most about Jason Arday. In total, they amassed, oh my God, let me do quick maths, almost 35,000 comments between all 4 of those people. 35,000 comments from English people, because their writing was so triggering and so racist that it enabled English people in their default to resonate with those words. Those are those email addresses that you can contact. They also have social media. One of them is on TikTok. The others are on X. 35,000 comments. That's abnormal, right? That is abnormal. One article's got like 5,000 comments, another's got 1,000 comments, 35,000 in total. Right, thank you, LB. Is there anything else you want to add to close? Because we're going to end the live. Bollywood, I do see you, but I am going to end the live because I started it, I don't know what time. I've been on for 3 hours now, so I'm going to end the live.
Thank you. Thank you again for holding this space. Thank you for honouring Jason Arday. And thank you for just creating a space where we can literally cry. Because if you feel sadness, that is exactly what you're meant to feel for this young man's life. And rage, and if you feel anger, that's exactly what you're meant to feel towards what happened to him. So yeah,
Exactly.
thank you for
And
holding the space.
thank you. And if you guys can see, the sun is coming out just as I'm ending the live. So you guys have seen the rain when I spoke about those 2 particular lines in his resignation letter. And as I'm ending the live, the sun has bloody come out. I need to show you it properly because really, it's so beautiful. Oh, Jason Arday, you beautiful human being. I am so sorry that they did this to you. I'm so sorry that England is such a fucking toxic country. But just know that you have been seen. Let me go outside. I don't know if my signal's going to go. Hold on, let me open this here. And you can see, because it's warm over here, man. You can see, hold on. Let me go outside. The sun is properly out again. You got that? Right there. Yeah. And it smells gorgeous outside. Oh my goodness. It smells, oh my goodness, it smells so lovely. Oh wow. Wow, the rain has really brought like a really beautiful greenery smell. Oh, Jamal, I requested you ages ago, Jamal. And I'm ending the live now.
Oh.
I'm ending the live. Yeah, I'm ending the live. Yeah.
I arrive on black people's time.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Clearly, because I've been on for 3 hours, so you're 3 hours late. Yeah. So thank you so much.
That's early for Jamaicans.
Right. Thank you so much, everybody. I really appreciate. Oh God, the filter. Oh, it looked my skin looked really bad. My skin's. Oh. Anyway, yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming by. It really has been such a very difficult but also very beautiful live with sharing things about Jason. Remember that next month his book is being released. Please do go and buy it. Great and Unfortunate Things by Jason Arday. It's going to be on Amazon, Blackwell's, Booksellers, Bookshop, Coles Books, Hive, T.G. Jones and Waterstones. Thank you, Kelza. I appreciate you. Appreciate the compliments. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jamal, there are many people responsible for this, and that's why my title is as it is. It's not just Nathan Costas, it is Coffness. It's English people, because they invest in this. They're the ones who buy this. They're the ones who share this. These are the people that leave the thousands and thousands of comments. They always try to absolve themselves from accountability, but I hold them accountable. And like I said, those 4 journalists, those are people you can also contact. Also, please do go and sign the Good Law Project letter, the petition. Okay, so if you just Google Good Law Project, everybody, can you guys put this in the comment section for me, please? Good Law Project, Jason Arday petition. Okay, if you put that into your Google, because it's actually quite difficult to find on the website. So everybody, if you can type that out for me, please. Good Law Project, Jason Arday petition. You should get the first link, which is a demand to a public inquiry. Since I looked at this just before this live, it was at 50,000 signatures. Now it's at 86,000 signatures. So guys, if you haven't signed it, please sign it. Also do share it with your friends and family to sign this. Tell people at your workplace, tell everybody, shout it in the street. It must be signed. It is a demand for a public inquiry. It has been signed by so many people. So many people, including politicians. So please do sign that. Right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for coming by. I really do hope that even though we've cried through this, you've been able to feel the strength in the memory of Jason, that you start to feel positive, that there is still hope for us, that we must hold these people accountable. Again, like I always tell you guys, mental health therapy, please. The UK, England is not set up for black and brown people. Oh, of course, thank you so much for the reminder. The vigil in London at Trafalgar Square is at 6 p.m. today. Those of you who are in London, around London, can make it to London, please do go. Oh, okay, great. Thank you, Ella Haynes. Vigil in Bristol at 6 p.m. as well as London and Cambridge. Fantastic. Cambridge is 6:30. Okay, so be there at 6 o'clock, just in case. Go everywhere at 6 o'clock. So thank you for sharing that information as well. And those of you who can't make it to these, I'm also going to be with you in spirit, because I'm going to light a candle myself, and maybe I might stream it later, I see, or I might have some private time. I'll decide on what the energy is going to be. But for those of you who can, please do send your energy, positive energy, towards Jason's family, who of course are really struggling at this time. So 6 o'clock, you guys, in your homes or wherever you are, if you can attend a vigil, please light a candle for Professor Jason Arday. Julia, yeah, please do, if you can, stream it, Julia. I'd love to see it, but if you don't, that's okay. Come and report back about it. Like, really. Elaine, you ordered the book. Fantastic. Yeah, you guys can pre-order the book now as well. You can pre-order it. So let's make sure that his family are protected. Of course, there's the GoFundMe as well. If you just, actually, I haven't looked that up. Let's have a look. Jason, let's see if we can get the terms. Jason Arday, GoFundMe. Because the last thing I checked, it was at 40,000. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, it's over. Yeah, it's at £165,000 now, guys. £165,000. Amazing. So that's all you need to do. Just put in GoFundMe Jason Arday and you'll see it there, in memory of Professor Jason Atakwe Arday. So this is to help support his family. So please look that up as well and donate whatever you can. You know, with these things, any donation, I know, is going to be very appreciated by the family. It's had 5,600 donations. Jason, you are loved. You are missed, but you are still here. And I will read you the last part of his resignation again, so we remember exactly who we had the pleasure of meeting on this planet, because we were very lucky, guys. Even for those of us, even including myself, who didn't really know that much about him when he was alive, but to know about him in his passing has also been a pleasure. I will close with his final words again. I need time to heal. I need time to simply be myself again. And when that time comes, I will return. We will see you again, Jason Arday. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.